Shell's the all-star, but how about the new guys? And Markham and the first appearance for Dorn, they finished the game off going scoreless after O'Haron allows the 3 runs. So you look at that loss to Wareham, then the loss night before to Brewster. That's 18 innings. Commodores pitching has only given up runs in 3 of those 18 innings. Just talked with Jared Saltzamaki, who says he loves how his new pitchers are attacking low in the zone, forcing hitters to have to lift the ball up. It's working right now for Commodores pitching, but that offense just won't give the Doors any run support at the time.
It really does, but the offense hasn't been a problem against the Firebirds. They had 14 runs there last time here at Eldridge, looking for that season sweep.
Yeah, sometimes you just have a team's number, and this is a matchup where I think Falmouth lucky that 2 of those 4 games they're going to play this year came in the first week of the season, because I kind of feel like things have switched a little bit. Orleans was kind of that bottom feeder the first couple of weeks in, and Falmouth just got them twice. Now Orleans is looking for that playoff push. They're safely in the playoffs right now. This is the last hope for any series sweep over a team in the season for Falmouth.
Yeah, it feels like a get-right game for the Commodores, trying to snap a 4-game skid, 6 games below 500. First pitch coming up from Eldridge in just a little bit.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Welcome back to Open the Door here from Eldridge Park. Andrew Del Piano joined by Miami left-hander Jake Dorn after his Commodore in Cape Cod debut last night. Jake, you were really impressive in your first game here on Cape Cod. How'd you settle in so easy?
At first it was a little rough, and then just gotta know that, trust my stuff, and I'm here for a reason. Just basically that's it.
And what's the confidence level getting back from a guy like Todd Carroll after a performance like that?
Really good. I mean, I'm pretty confident. I've been pretty built up this summer, throwing pretty well, so I'm just trying to keep that rolling.
And coming off a good season at Miami, how were you able to kind of make that transition into D1 in the ACC so smooth for you?
No, it wasn't. It was a lot had to do with the fall. I mean, I got hit around in the fall, struggled a little bit, and I felt like that helped me a lot dealing with the struggles with the fall.
What's the biggest adjustment you made from that fall into a good spring for you?
Being able to land my off speed a little more and trusting my off speed and counts that I usually didn't throw it, and just being able to trust all that stuff and let the fastball play off of that.
And now how are you kind of utilizing that this summer as you work into second season in Coral Gables?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot more confident now, so I just feel like playing off of that confidence is going to really help me.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Jake. We'll send it back to you guys in the booth.
Game number 34 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season brings us to Eldridge Park for the second and final time of the year for the Falmouth Commodores. Commodores Firebirds in number 4 between these matchups. It is the last chance for a season series sweep for the Commodores over a single team. They are 3-0 against the Firebirds so far, and they bring out a very different lineup than we saw the last few games. No Mike Anu, no Kent Schmidt, and no Adrian Lopez. Ben Haller alongside Ryan Martin. Third member of our crew is Andrew Della Piana. And his first pitch coming up in just a minute or so.
Yeah, we were just talking about it a little bit on Opening the Door, Ben, but when you look at this Commodores team, it's just about the offense right now that can't seem to plate runs, not many in scoring position now, so it's Jared Saltzamaki who goes with a completely different starting 9 than what we've seen. This is a lot of movement right now in game 34 of the season, maybe more than you'd expect so far with the calendar turning to August in just a few days. So anything that Falmouth can get to get a spark, because as we were just talking about, this is a Falmouth team where the pitching has kept them in games.
It's an interesting decision, too, coming at an interesting time where it feels like the Commodore season is kind of on life support, falling 2 points behind the fourth place Hyannis Harbor Hawks. They're 2 points out of the playoffs, but the Harbor Hawks do have the tiebreaker over the Commodores. Orleans in their black uniforms they usually wear for away games, they're wearing them for home tonight. And for the Falmouth Commodores, if you've been following, their road uniforms are black. So they have elected to go with the Red Shirt Friday red jerseys with Cape Cod across. We'll call them Sunday Reds
What's the
today
Sunday
for
Reds?
Falmouth.
Little Tiger Woods action.
So first pitch looks like it's about to come a bit early. Antonio Morales steps into the left-handed batter's box to see Isaiah Magdaleno, the Hawaii Rainbow Warrior, making his third start but 7th appearance overall of the summer, an ERA of 4.38. He's a righty with a high velocity fastball. He fires a first pitch on the outside corner, lower half for strike one to Antonio Morales. Falmouth lineup looks like this. It's Morales leading off and playing center. Carl Schmidt batting second, playing left. Bear Harrison moved up to the 3-hole. He's DHing today. Ryan Zuckerman batting cleanup at first base as Morales pops one foul behind us down the first base line. It's Justin Osterhaus at third base. Behind him is Caden Brumbaugh on right. Rounded out by Eddie Yaman behind the plate, Reese Maroney at short, and Chris Newstrom back in the lineup at second base. So a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Excuse me, no balls, 2-strike count on Antonio Morales. 2 pitches in, and the changeup's left off the plate for ball 1. At 4.38 ERA for Magdaleno has come with just 12 1/3 innings pitched in those total of 7 appearances. So his first few relief appearances didn't pitch long into games. Fastball left off the plate again. It's 2-2. But he's given up a total of 6 earned runs in those 12 1/3. Just 1 home run so far. But the spectacular number is the 16 strikeouts to 3 walks. 2-2 pitch, grounded right at Peanut Garza at second base. So he'll make the throw over to first for out number 1. Well, the defense behind him looks like this. Left to right of the outfield, Tyler Meat out there with Javar Williams and Anthony Potestio. Kai Wagner at third base, Elijah Iquez at short, followed by Alejandro Garza at second and Dawson Bryce at first base. Cashel Duggar will receive Magdaleno today. So 1 out into the top of the first inning. Up comes Carl Schmidt, who will be way out in front of a first pitch breaking ball that ends up out of the zone, but offers for strike 1. Talked about the change in the lineup for Falmouth. Top 2 has stayed consistent, though. It's been Morales and Carl Schmidt for much of the year. 0-1 count, lined into center. This is shallow center. Javar Williams sprinting up and will make the play on a sprint for out number 2.
The designated hitter from Texas A&M, number 27.
So 2 up, 2 down to just about 10 pitches with Bear Harrison stepping into the right-handed batter's box. No score between Falmouth and Orleans in the top of the first inning. Commodores riding 4-game losing streak that's dating all the way back to Tuesday. That's home losses to Cotuit, Wareham last night, and then before that was Brewster. First pitch to Harrison runs inside. Also a road loss back on Thursday at Doran Park when Falmouth fell 6-5 to the Bourne Braves. 1-0 count on Harrison, who hasn't seen a ton of starts as the designated hitter this year. Change up below the knees. Also hasn't seen any starts batting third, but maybe something that kind of went into that decision. He was awesome last time they played here at Eldridge Park. It was game number 4 of the season. He had 2 home runs. That's 2 of his 3 home runs on the year. That included a grand slam. Curveball low in the zone again. It's 3-0.
Yeah, he was great so far, and it's been great as well stacking him with Ryan Zuckerman. These two, usually you see them at the bottom of the order. A lot of change, though, and 2 bats deservedly moving up. It starts with Harrison and Zuckerman on deck.
Harrison's hitting .274 on the season, and I'll take a 3-0 pitch, high fastball. Trying to get it in as a get-me-over fastball, but missed. And Falmouth has the first base runner of this ball game on a Bear Harrison walk.
The first baseman from Georgia Tech, number 35, Ryan Zuckerman.
Now Ryan Zuckerman, the cleanup man. He's got consistent playing time, but again, the highest that he has hit in a Falmouth lineup this year at cleanup. Take a first pitch out of the stretch, fastball, called strike of the inside corner, top half of the zone. And I think we talked about Harrison and Zuckerman so great when they hit back-to-back, go all the way back to the Harwich game on Monday where they combined for 5 base hits. Called strike on the inner corner. But that was when they were hitting 7th and 8th in a lineup. They're moved to 3rd and 4th now.
Yeah, again, that's a deserved spot, too. We saw Zuckerman get bumped all the way up to 5th yesterday against Wareham. Now he's the cleanup man against the Firebirds.
0-2 count, swing and a miss. Changeup got him to chase low. So Magdaleno gives up the 1 walk to Bear Harrison. But a strikeout, Ryan Zuckerman gets him out of the inning unscathed. Falmouth Commodores will see the first time for Max Stifler on the mound of this ball game. No score, go to the bottom of the first on Cape League TV.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: 99 Restaurants, Badger Sports, the Baldwin Group, Bluebird Dennisport, Bridgewater State University, Cape Destinations. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Back here at Eldridge Park, Mac Stifler climbs the mound for the second time since the All-Star break started back on Monday at Harwich, and he had a very good start against a Harwich team that has been hot.
Yes, it was Stifler came in relief of Easton Barrett. Remember, that was the lightning delay, 75-minute craziness that we saw at White House Field. Stifler was the third pitcher utilized in that, and it was after the lightning delay. It was a little bit after that, but Stifler goes 2 innings, gives it 4 hits, 1 earned run. I like the no walks to 3 strikeouts that we saw from Stifler. One of those midseason signees for the Commodores. The third West Virginia pitcher that we've seen in a Falmouth uniform. And this is a get-right game for the Commodores, for a Falmouth team that really needs one. And with that, they trust Stifler on the mound.
It's just his second start of the year, appearance number 4 for him. And he will spend his first time facing the Orleans Firebirds. It'll start with one of their newer members, Tyler Myatt. It's been dynamite ever since joining this Orleans team. He steps into the left-handed batter's box, swings and misses at a fastball, actually tips it into the mitt of Bear Harrison behind the plate. So Myatt leads off in left with Alejandro Garza on deck and playing second base. Robbie Levy, the 3-hitter at the DH. Elijah Iques is at shortstop and batting cleanup. Kai Wagner at third. Cashel Duggar catching and batting sixth. Ball low on a fastball, and it's rounded out by Dawson Bryce at first base, Anthony Potestio right behind him in right, and Javar Williams, the 9-hitter, playing center field today. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Stifler always works out of the stretch, and now this chopper right at the first baseman, Ryan Zuckerman, who will call off Stifler and just go step on first base himself for the first out at the bottom of the first.
The second baseman from Cal Poly Slow, number 17, Alejandro Garza.
Now Cal Poly's Alejandro Garza will step into the right-handed batter's box. He was now in the sole lead of qualified hitters here on the Cape of batting average. He is hitting .319 on the season. Just a 756 OPS. Hasn't had a ton of power this year, just the 1 homer. But 15 RBIs. It'll take a first pitch change up inside.
Yeah, when I think about that too, that means it's been a down year for the Cape Cod Baseball League in terms of hitting. Remember Jared Advincula of Katuitt, when he was with the Kettlers in 2024, he won that batting title with a .363 line. Now for Garza, all he needs is .319 to lead the league.
Fastball right at his knees, and he does get the call, a called strike 1. The defensive alignment for the Falmouth Commodores, Carl Schmidt in the outfield for the first time in a while. He plays left with Antonio Morales in center and Caden Brumbaugh on right. Justin Osterhaus moves to third base with Reese Maroney at short. Change up hit high into center, left center. Antonio Morales going over. It will be Brumbaugh and right. I said, check wrecked myself. Right center. And Brumbaugh makes the play for out number 2. The right side of the infield, Chris Newstrom at second base and Ryan Zuckerman at first, with Eddie Yaman doing the catching for the Doors. So 2 up, 2 down quickly. Looked a lot like the top of the first inning for Magdalena. Now Stifler's trying to get his 1-2-3. It's Robbie Levy, the George Washington Revolutionary. Swinging at a first pitch breaking ball out of the zone. Goes for strike one. Levy initially listed in today's lineup in left field. There was a change with him and Tyler Myatt. Myatt was supposed to be the DH. They just switched those two later in the day, so Levy not going to be playing in the outfield. Fastball inside.
And as you know, long-time Orleans Firebirds manager and Kelly Nicholson, he's got the tradition of posting the lineup every day about 8 to 9 a.m., so a lot can change in the day, but we're sure thankful for Nicholson getting those lineups out early.
Those lineups come before I even wake up. I don't know how he gets them out so early, but we greatly appreciate it as the media. 1-1 fastball called, strike two on the bottom half, outer third. So Stifler's gone up with the count on all three hitters so far. Levy, batting average just a touch below 280 on the season. He's rocking a 749 OPS. Stifler set at his belt, a couple of steps before fires home. This one's chopped foul down the third base line to keep the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Levy gets his third start of the season against Falmouth. Last time out for him was an 1 for 4 day. Had a single with a couple of strikeouts. Change up at the knees, called strike three. Max Stifler, an easy 1-2-3 inning to start these Firebirds hitters off. Through one, it's all pitchers from Eldridge Park. No score on Cape League TV.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: Cape Space, Cape Cod 5, Cisco Brewers, Cape Cod Healthcare, Hampton Inn, Franklin Sports, Highline Cruises, Jersey Mike's, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic Clam Shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly option. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just one click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store, located at 147 T-Ticket Highway, and try a slice today.
5, 6, 7 due up in the Falmouth lineup as we reach the second inning here at Eldridge Park. Justin Osterhaus has moved up in the lineup from hitting ninth the last couple of games. Now he will hit fifth today and will lead off this inning. After an 0 for 3 day yesterday against Wareham, he struck out once and will take a first pitch changeup inside for ball one. Was a lot of guys on this Falmouth team who had 0 for days yesterday. Only 3 base hits. All 3 guys who had the base hits are in the lineup today. Fastball at the knees, called strike one. It's Antonio Morales, Carl Schmidt hitting first at second, and then Caden Brumbaugh on deck right now hitting 6th today at a pinch hit base hit. 1-1 chopper, foul down the first base line, heading all the way towards the Orleans dugout. Pretty good turnout here at Eldridge Park. One of the more unique ballparks here on the Cape, especially with that center field. This baseball diamond is literally a diamond. Out in center field, there is no curve. There is a corner, if you will call it. It's 439 out to dead center. Swing and a miss on the changeup. Justin Osterhaus is down on strikes. So the last 2 batters have resulted in Ks for Magdalena.
Yeah, at Hawaii this past season, Magdaleno is certainly a high strikeout guy. How about this? 77 strikeouts to just 11 walks in 60 innings pitched. He was a high usage guy, but also loved the punch out.
He's done that well this year. That second strikeout of the game gets him up to 18 on the season to just 4 walks now after the walk to Bear Harrison. It's Caden Brumbaugh. Watch a first pitch fastball go by high and outside for ball one. Brumbaugh 3 for 9 in his first 9 official at-bats for Falmouth coming over earlier this week. Fastball missed him inside again. Still looking for that first home run and his first RBI. All 3 base hits have been singles, including that pinch hit yesterday. Fastball grounded foul to the third base line for the first strike of the count, making it 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is a fastball left upstairs, and Brumbaugh left it alone to give him the hitter's 3-1 count. The Nebraska Cornhusker from last season making that change to Oklahoma this upcoming spring. This one's lined hard down the third base line. Fair ball. Getting all the way to the corner. Brumbaugh's rounding first. It's just now picked up by Myatt in left. A throw comes late, and it's a 1-out double for Caden Brumbaugh, his second base hit at his mini at-bats.
Yeah, that's exactly what manager Jared Saltamacchia was looking at Caden Brumbaugh when he put him in place of Tristan Salinas yesterday, getting the single. He goes 1 for 1 in the pitch hit appearance. Now gets a start in right field. First time we see him in right, and his first extra base hit on Cape Cod now comes with a leadoff double.
So the first man that either team has put on second base with Eddie Yaman coming to the plate.
Correct that, a 1-out double for Brumbaugh.
Fastball low into the dirt for ball 1. There is 1 out after the strikeout to Osterhaus. Eddie Yaman getting just his second start on the Cape so far. He was 2 for 4 so far, including no at-bats yesterday, but he came in as a defensive replacement. Change-up called strike on the inner corner. It is 1-1. Mason Eckelman, the Ohio State catcher, got the start before there was a pinch hit appearance for Bear Harrison, and then once Harrison hit, it was Yaman's position to catch. Swing and a miss on a change-up low. Yaman tried to go golfing, and he's down on the count 1-2. So he's just 2 for 4 in his first 4 at-bats, but he has worked a walk. So an on-base percentage of .600 so far, and saw sample size. Grounded to the left side of the infield. Picked up by Iquez. Throw over to first in time for out number 2. And with the grounder to the left side, that kept Caden Brumbaugh put at second base. So a 6-3 put out that keeps the runner there. 2 gone in the second.
Number 6, Reese Maroney.
Now Reese Maroney, who is still in search for his first base hit of the summer. Just a few at-bats for him. He's 0 for 4 with a runner on second with 2 outs. First pitch grounding one right at Iquez, charging it and throwing it across his body for out number 3. So back-to-back ground outs to short. We'll get Falmouth, or we'll get Orleans, I should say, out of the inning. The first base hit of the game belongs to Caden Brumbaugh, but nothing across for Falmouth, heading to the bottom of the second on Cape League TV.
The exhibit features the Orleans Fire.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: Cape Space, Cape Cod 5, Cisco Brewers, Cape Cod Healthcare, Hampton Inn, Franklin Sports, Highline Cruises, Jersey Mike's, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
I'm Bear Harrison, catcher from Texas A&M College, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Max Dilfer back out to that for his second inning of work. It is a first inning and a half that has not seen much action. Just 2 runners on base, both for Falmouth, on a double and a walk. Quick 1-2-3 for Stifler, his first time against the top third of the lineup. Now we'll see what he could do against the middle third of the lineup. In a scoreless ball game, bottom of the second, it's Elijah Iques, who just made back-to-back plays at shortstop with the runner on second and 1 out to get Orleans out of the inning. We'll take a first pitch fastball right down Broadway for strike 1. Iques got that batting average down to 279 after a little bit of a slump in the last week or so ever since the All-Star break. But he was on base 4 times last night in Orleans' win against YD. He walked 3 times and had a couple RBIs on an RBI double. This one's lifted into left center. Antonio Morales going over. That'll make the play in front of the track for out number 1. It'll be Morales' 4th start in center field. It's his first since Micah New has been back, since his break. Morales got 3 starts of the 4 games that Micah New was gone with the MLB draft coming. And now Morales gets his first opportunity. It's the first game since the first week of the year where Micah New is not getting a start while being on the active roster. First pitch left outside to Kai Wagner. One and 0 count with 1 out, nobody on base. Fastball high and outside. So it's the first time that Stifler has started a batter 2-0 in the first 5 batters he's faced. It's gone ground out, fly out, strike out, fly out.
For Stifler, that's what we saw in the appearance against Harwich too. Didn't walk any batters, got ahead of counts.
Slow breaker right down the middle of the zone, and Wagner didn't offer. It's the first strike in the count. Wagner playing his season ball at Northern Colorado. He's played there for 3 seasons at this point. Back in his freshman year, he had a stellar Summit League tournament. Fastball called strike on the outer corner. A couple of 3-run home runs in 1 game against South Dakota State. That was back in his freshman year with the Lumberjacks. One of my favorite school team names. Stifler will deal the 2-2. Fastball cut on and missed. Strike 3. Second strikeout in 5 batters for Max Stifler. 1-2 down, and the first 5 retired of this ball game.
The batter for the Firebirds, the catcher from UCLA, number 38, Cashel Duggar.
Cashel Duggar, the UCLA catcher, is the last hope in the bottom of the second for Orleans. And his first start of the weekend after Robbie Levy caught the game yesterday against YD. First pitch of this at-bat's a fastball in the right-handed batter's box to the lefty Duggar. So it's outside for ball 1. Change up, same spot, make it 2-0 after Duggar doesn't offer to either. Spent a lot of time hitting in this similar position, about 6th for UCLA this past season in their run all the way to the College World Series semifinal. Swing and a miss on the 2-0. Change up in to make it 2-1, but was outstanding defensively. And a lot of times with catchers, you like to get some sort of rotation to give him a break. Not with Duggar. He started the last 25 games of the season for UCLA. Called strike 2 on the outer corner, or even a 2-2. First 5 batters, Stifler has not got to a 3-ball count yet. We'll see what happens here with Duggar. Fastball punched down the left field line, foul. Hitting the netting that goes all the way down to the right and left field corners here at Eldridge Park. Duggar just a .222 batting average in this summer, though. OPS still sitting below 700 at 659. A changeup way outside for ball 3. Eddie Yaman had to slide to his left to keep it in front. And the count is now run full with 2 outs. Nobody on base here at the bottom of the second. No score between the Firebirds and the Commodores. Out of the stretch, the payoff. Fastball up and away for ball 4. The first batter reached for Orleans is Cashel Duggar on a 8-pitch walk.
Yeah, you see Duggar, again, the East Division All-Star starting catcher. Be patient. That's what Kelly Nicholson's squad has done all year. That's walk 170 to lead the Cape League for Orleans.
See if they can capitalize. Dawson Bryce just barely over the Mendoza line with a runner on first and 2 outs. Changeup ran in. He's hitting .203. Does have 2 home runs on the season, though. So we're playing this past 2024 season at Merrimack, where he was named the NEC Rookie of the Year.
Already
Second
some
team All-NEC.
confusion here. Kelly Nicholson's going to come out of the Orleans dugout, Ben, here, where they thought the first pitch on the righty, Dawson Bryce, came inside on his hands and hit him. Home plate umpire Jake Brichter didn't think so, and it was Nicholson who was going, Mike, didn't you see that? Talking to first base umpire Mike Ribideau. Now all 3 umpires will converge.
Didn't really look like it to us, and I feel like we have a decent angle on it right behind us. The crazy thing about it didn't look like Dawson Bryce was trying to make much of an appeal. After there was no call, they'll give him first. So I guess Mike Rabideau at first base had a different angle on it, and he will say that that first pitch to Dawson Bryce ran in and hit his hand, and now Jared Saltalamacchia is up and talking to home plate umpire Jake Brichter, not happy about it. A writer, Noah Nussbaum, saying he heard it, at least maybe didn't see it, but that might have been a part of it.
No, here's it's got to be true, right?
Right, exactly.
Anthony Potestio.
Short meeting for Saltalamacchia. He's back to the Falmouth dugout, and now the Firebirds have 2 on. The first team to have 2 on in this ball game. So bottom of the second, they're on first at second with Anthony Potestio. Up to the plate in a righty and lefty matchup. 2 outs, fastball, called strike at the top of the zone. Potestio, the East Division All-Star for the Firebirds. Had a 2-for-2 day yesterday. Another guy who walked 3 times and reached 5 against YD. There were 13 total walks from YD pitching. Change up outside for ball 1. En route to the Firebirds scoring 9 runs and a 9-5 win over the Red Sox. That'll also help Harwich gain first place by themselves in the East. This one's popped high down the third baseline, tailing out of play, and it'll end up on the street. So Stifler, with that foul ball, gets back ahead in the count 1-2. Potestio, no home runs yet for him. He's only been here for a couple of weeks, just before that, or a few weeks, I should say. Just enough to get him named an All-Star. Fastball off the end of the bat, punches it foul down the third base line again to keep it 1-2. Had an outstanding season defensively this past year at UC San Diego. We made the SportsCenter top 10 twice this past season. 1-2 change up just inside for ball 2. So Bryce at second base, Duggar at second base, Bryce at first base, 2 of the slower runners in this Orleans starting lineup as Orleans is trying to strike first against Falmouth. Try another 1-2. This one fair ball, grounded to the left side. A long run at short for Maroney. He's going to pick it up and put it in his pocket. Well, it's a nice play by Maroney that possibly saved a run to keep it in the infield, but he won't have a throw. It's an infield single, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Javar Williams.
That's 6, 7, and 8 in this Orleans lineup, Ben, just getting on any way they can. It starts with the 8-pitch walk to Cashel Duggar, for Dawson Bryce being hit on the first pitch, and the first single of this game for Orleans belongs to Anthony Potestio. Good moment now with the bases loaded.
So now 1 base hit for each team here in the first 2 innings of this ball game. Javar Williams steps into the left-handed batter's box with the bases juiced. First pitch is a fastball in the top half, called strike 1. So Duggar now at third, Bryce is at second, and Potestio at first. Williams has been consistently hitting 9th for this Firebirds team the last few games. Fastball popped high, shallow left. Going back is Schmidt. Morales there too, but it's Carl Schmidt to make the grab for out number 3. So Orleans threatens, but they will leave the bases loaded in the second inning of this game. Second frame sees both teams' first base hits, but still nothing across. Headed to the third. Doors on the radio on Cape League TV.
You can find the app on iOS.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: Veolia North America, Wilson Sporting Goods, Yawkey Foundation, Netting Pros, Falmouth Publishing Company, Butler Sporting Goods, Sports Picks, Margaritaville Resort Cape Cod, Sunderland Printing, Del Mar Vacation Rentals, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Commodores tried to get on the board first at the top of the third inning from Eldridge Park. Game number 34 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. 6 remaining after today. Tomorrow is the final off day of the regular season here on the Cape, and Falmouth's going to need to have a pretty strong finish to make their way into the playoffs. Of course, 4 in each division make it out of 5 teams. Falmouth and sole last place of the West Division. Chris Newstrom to lead things off in the third. First pitch swinging. Couple of hops, grounder at Elijah Ikes at short, and he'll throw over to first. For 1 pitch, 1 out. That is now 3 straight ground outs for the Commodores, right to Elijah Ikes at short.
And that's not the guy you want to ground out to either. No. Whether going to his left or to his right, the East Division's all-star starter at shortstop in Elijah Ikes makes all 3 of those plays look routine.
The center fielder from Maryland, number 2,
Antonio Morales with 1 out and nobody on. He flipped the lineup card over, so second time through the lineup here for Magdaleno. First pitch fastball at the chest, called strike 1. Magdaleno 1 time through the lineup, just lets up a couple of base runners on 1 walk to Bear Harrison and then a double back to Caden Brumbaugh, but obviously no runs for him so far. Change up low and out. Ball 2, it's 2 ball, 1 strike count. Morales' first time up, grounded to second base. Change up, check, swing, and peeled out of third base. They say he did go around, and I think that was the right call. Morales not too happy with it. It's 1-2. First time that batting average for Morales since game 1 has dipped below 250. That happened a couple of days ago. He had a 1-for-4 day yesterday. Fastball's upstairs. But he had somewhat of a cold streak heading into and coming out of the All-Star break.
It's not par for the course for these All-Stars. You were just mentioning the All-Star, and Duggar has done the same for Orleans.
Fastball up and in for all 3. So the count's run full now. Antonio Morales. Magdaleno does not walk many batters, has already walked 1 in this game. That's just his 4th of the season. Payoff changeup, foul down the first base line, and foul. Magdaleno's now at 35 pitches in his 2 1/3 innings so far. So despite the 2 base runners, it's been pretty efficient. Got the 2 strikeouts that came in the middle of the lineup to Zuckerman and Osterhaus. Sets at the belt again for another payoff pitch. Went upstairs and Morales chased it. Fastball high, swung on and missed, and strikeout number 3 of the ball game for Magdaleno.
The left fielder from UC Berkeley, number 8, Carl Schmidt.
Yeah, we mentioned how Magdaleno, a strikeout guy, and now gets one of the toughest bats in the Commodores' order today in West Division All-Star Game MVP. Antonio Morales goes around for out number 2.
Now the 2-hitter Carl Schmidt is the last hope of the third for Falmouth. Fastball called strike on the outer third, 4 strike 1. First time up, just a couple of innings ago, we lined to center. After a 1-for-4 day yesterday, one of only 3 guys with a base hit for the Doors. This one's lined into center and left center. Myatt's going back at it. That's going to drop in the corner. Myatt picks it up just before it gets to the wall, able to keep Carl Schmidt at first base, but it's a 2-out single, second base hit of the game for the Doors.
Yeah, it's just a really good piece of hitting for Carl Schmidt. The righty barrels up a pitch that's middle, exactly where Magdalena did not want to put the 76-mile-per-hour changeup. Comes off the bat at 99 miles an hour for Schmidt. He's now on to third base.
Commodores have put one on base in every single inning so far, but they've stranded him in the first 2 innings. And the 3-hitter Bear Harrison, who walked his first time, takes a strike on the inner corner on a slow changeup. He went 0 for 1 yesterday in a pinch hit appearance strikeout. This ball hit high in the air. Deep into left center. Myatt and Williams going back at it again. They're looking up. That ball hits the wall. Schmidt's going to get the stop sign at third base. He slips around third, just barely back in. Harrison stops at first base. That ball was hit so hard off the wall that it's only a 2-out single for Harrison, and it does not score the run.
Yeah, that's about as hard of contact as you can make with it staying in the park for Bear Harrison there. Ben, 350 feet off the bat into left center field. Carl Schmidt has some serious speed rounding third base, but I like the move by third base coach Anthony DeFabio to put the hands up, put runners on the corners now with 2 outs.
So Harrison has to stop at first. It is a single off the wall in left field, and I guess Bear Harrison loves hitting at Eldridge Park. They're on the corners with 2 outs now. Ryan Zuckerman, first pitch, fastball at the knees.
How about second time through the order, 2 Ben Commodores hitters starting to get the changeup with Magdaleno.
This ball spiked in the dirt, and a good block by Duggar behind the plate.
On both the single for Schmidt, then the single for Harrison, which looked like it should be extra bases with the way it came off the bat. Both under 77 miles an hour. Changeups barreled on.
Zuckerman was a strikeout victim his first time up. Swing and a miss here on a changeup that was low, so gets Zuckerman a chase. He's down 1-2. Cannot be a bigger time for the 4th strikeout of the game for Magdaleno. Zuckerman's got 7 RBIs on the year in his first couple of weeks in Falmouth. A 1-2, fastball off the plate. Harrison trying to bait a throw down to second. It's a hard throw, and he's going to be in a rundown here. Now what does Carl Schmidt do at third? It's Garza going to throw home as Schmidt decides to take home, and the delayed double steal does not work for Falmouth. Orleans played it perfectly. Carl Schmidt is thrown out at the plate, and a runner's on first and third with 2 outs situation. We will not see the result from Ryan Zuckerman. A couple of base hits in the inning on back-to-back singles, but still no score heading to the bottom of the third on Cape League TV.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financing journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Well, teams starting to put guys on base, but nothing across so far. Bottom of the third from Eldridge Park. It is the Commodores and Firebirds in a scoreless tie so far. 2 teams towards the bottom half of each respective division in the last of 4 meetings between the 2 so far. Back to the top of the lineup as we start things off in the home half of the third. And Tyler Myatt. Righty on lefty matchup as Max Stifler makes his way for his third inning of work. This one's popped shallow left field. Carl Schmidt will make the play just in front of the shortstop Maroney, who went back. Schmidt grabs it for out 1. Myatt now 0-for-2. The ground out to first and a pop up. Garza fly to left. Check that right. His first time up. Part of a 1-2-3 top of the first inning. So he's 0-for-1 today. With one gone, nobody on base. Stifler ready for him on the mound and will get the sign and fire immediately. A fastball at the top of the zone for strike 1. Jake Brichta is calling the balls at strikes today, and he has had somewhat of a larger zone. Change up low and in the dirt. Get a 1-1 count. Talked about Garza leading the league right now in batting average. Chest high fastball to the zone for ball 2. The power numbers quite haven't been there. Even with the power numbers not there, though, he is hitting big situations, 15 RBIs. 2-1. This one's hit shallow center again. Antonio Morales this time will take it at center field for out number 2. So a couple of fly outs, shallow.
The back for the Firebirds,
2 outs.
Hitter from George Washington, number 33, Robbie Levy.
Now the lefty Robbie Levy was also 0-for-1 today. Was the first strikeout victim of Stifler, one of only 2 so far. Change up way low for ball 1. That was a good morning, good afternoon, good night. Strikeout on 3 pitches back in the first inning. Pitch, change up in the dirt for ball 2. So Stifler's fallen behind 2-0. Still only thrown 41 pitches on the afternoon of the first 3 innings. If he can get this third out, that is a very efficient first 3. Really for both pitchers. Fastball, swing and a miss. Blew it by Levy. Levy, one of the best power hitters in the A-10 this past season with George Washington. It's an A-10 conference that is known for its offense. Change up the middle, and down for a base hit. That'll fall in front of Antonio Morales, and just the second hit of the day for Orleans.
The back for the Firebirds,
and both of them have come
15,
with 2 outs.
Elijah Iquez.
And then, of course, is the first hit that reaches the outfield, too. It was an infield single for Potestio.
Yeah, Levy certainly has shown the contact, though, as well through 2 springs at George Washington. Had a .311 average, and there just gets a nice piece of the barrel into shallow left center field. That average on the Cape Cod in 31 games now nearing 280.
Now Elijah Iquez with the runner on first and 2 outs. Change up, runs inside for ball 1. Stifler's been able to retire the first 2 batters of all 3 innings so far. A 1-2-3 in the first, and then walk, hit by pitch, infield single before getting out of it with a fly out in the second. Now he gives up a 2-out single to Levy. He'll fire the 1-0. Fastball outside again. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Iquez, also one of the best hitters for the first couple weeks in the Cape Cod Baseball League, coming over from Hawaii. Time called by Jake Brichta. He wants to let Stifler know that he's got to engage Iquez when he steps on the mound before starting his windup. So it'll just be a warning for now. We've seen a couple automatic balls that technically count as pitch clock violations on Falmouth pitchers this year on that same kind of thing. Sets at the right hip from the first base side of the rubber. And fastball cut on and missed by Iquez. Strike 1 of the count, it's 2-1. 3 home runs for Iquez on the summer, 16 RBIs. And change up, swing and a miss, left upstairs. But Iquez chased anyway, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shortstop was a couple of summers ago. In 2023, he was named the top prospect from the West Coast Summer Collegiate League. He's one of the best players there. at first, now fires home the 2-2, drilled into left. Carl Schmidt's going back, he's looking up. That ball clears the scoreboard in left field. A 2-run shot for Elijah Iquez. That's his 4th of the season, and the Firebirds have an early lead. 2-out production again for Orleans, and Falmouth will start another game off trailing.
Yeah, you mentioned Iquez got every stitch of that fastball middle that Stifler just left right into the zone. 91 miles an hour on the throw from Stifler, and then at 100 miles an hour off Iquez's bat, the East Division All-Star starter sends it 335 feet over the left field scoreboard.
That clears the bases with 2 outs. First pitch swinging Kai Wagner into medium depth center. Antonio Morales doesn't move much to make the play for out number 3. So Stifler walks off the mound, but a 2-run lead for Orleans after a 2-out single from Robbie Levy and Elijah Iquez clears the bases. It's 2-0 Firebirds, the third of the way through on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, president of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
I'm Carl Schmidt, utility player from the University of California, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Looking back here, the Doors are on the radio on Cape League TV. Top of the 4th inning after Elijah Iquez put the Firebirds on top with a 2-run moonshot deep to left field over the left field fence here at Eldridge Park. Commodores have some comeback work to do. They'll bring up the middle third of the lineup with Ryan Zuckerman now, as it's still a Hawaii righty and Magdaleno on the mound for Orleans. First pitch fastball right down the middle of the zone, fouled back by Ryan Zuckerman. Magdaleno's got that 4.38 ERA down a little bit in this appearance. It's 3 innings for him so far. Check swing, foul ball, will be strike 2. 3 innings, he has given up 3 hits, but all 3 have been scoreless, just the 1 walk and 3 strikeouts for him so far. The first one was Ryan Zuckerman. Change up, called strike 3 on the inner corner. Zuckerman doesn't like it, but it's 3-pitch strikeout in number 4 for Magdaleno, and the second time Zuckerman's been down on strikes.
Number 7, Justin Osterhaus.
So Osterhaus was the other strikeout victim the first time through. Strikeout yesterday too on a 0-for-3 day. Change up, first pitch swinging, grounded at the first baseman Bryce, and Dawson Bryce picks it up. It'll jog on over to first base to take it himself. So 4 pitches and 2 outs in this top of the 4th after the Commodores trying to respond to that 3-run home run.
And that was one of the biggest concerns yesterday. In just a 3-0 loss to Wareham Gateman, Ben, is he had a fantastic start for Wareham with Arizona State's Josh Butler. He goes 6 full innings, but he did it in less than 70 pitches. So it's really just about seeing more pitches. If you're Falmouth, Justin Osterhaus, like the one he saw there, just didn't get the barrel to it enough. But it's a Falmouth team that might need to be a little bit more patient.
Ken Brumbaugh with 2 outs, nobody on base. He is one of Falmouth's 3 base hits of the game. First pitch, fastball strike called on the outside corner. Doubled back in the 2nd inning. That was their first hit. Came in a similar situation. 1 out, nobody on base. Eventually got stranded there. Fastball just out now. Just a tad to the right of that last spot. Yaman and Maroney both grounding out to short to follow up Brumbaugh's double. Talked to Brumbaugh before yesterday's game about originally starting his college career at Oklahoma State as he swings out of his shoes on a changeup to go down 1-2. And it's as if it was weird, you know, starting your career at Oklahoma State after a stop at Nebraska. Now he's going back to Oklahoma, which those two obviously very big rivals. He said he didn't think about it too much, especially now that Oklahoma's in a different conference. That eases it a little bit. 1-2 pitch, fastball way upstairs.
Welcome to college baseball in the year 2025, my friend. So much movement, transfers everywhere. A lot of guys, you don't have that same real oomph, I should say, for lack of a better word, with rivalries often.
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Hayden Brumbaugh throws his bat, went down and tried to chase the 3-2 fastball. That is strikeout number 5 for Magdalena. No response for the Commodores after the 2-run home run. 2-0 Firebirds heading to the bottom of the 4th on Cape League TV.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
I'm Mike Anu, outfielder from Marshall University, and you're listening to Commodore Baseball on Cape League TV.
It's a 2-0 lead for the Firebirds. In inning number 4 of this ball game, we've reached the bottom of the 4th, and we will see 6, 7, and 8 in the Orleans lineup. It's still Max Stifler on the mound for the Commodores. Wearing their Red Shirt Friday jerseys, we'll call it Red Shirt Sundays, or as we like to coin an original term that we totally made up today, Sunday Reds. Just rolls
Yeah,
off
I don't
the
think
tongue.
anyone's ever said that before. There was a decent golfer, I think, made that well known.
Fastball up and away for ball 1.
I personally am a much bigger golf fan than I am an actual golfer, so I do know that with Tiger Woods. But
I think I'm that way with about every sport. That includes this one right here. Cashel Duggars 1-0, fouls one back into the net. Still looking for his first official at-bat. Worked a 2-out walk back in the 2nd inning. That's when Orleans was able to load the bases without getting anything across in the home half of the 2nd. 1-1 pitch. Fastball way upstairs for ball 2 to put Stifler down on the count. It has seen a lot of West Virginia pitchers coming in and out of Falmouth. Stifler's teammate from last year and this summer, Robbie Porco, though, taken in the 14th round of the Major League Baseball draft. Swing and a miss on a fastball high.
yeah, how about the Go Rich Get Richard with the defending champion Los Angeles Dodgers, too, getting Porco's services. Carson Estridge as well, got maybe a cup of coffee here, a couple games with the Commodores.
Yep. And talked about it, too, on yesterday's broadcast as a 2-2 pitch comes home and skied right to the second baseman, Chris Newstrom.
That was one of the most interesting movements that Newstrom could have had at second base. He was shading way to the left towards the first baseman Zuckerman as if there was a runner on base or something. And at the last second, just as like a guy holding someone on base pulls off, it was Newstrom who moved a little bit closer to the second base bag, and that was exactly where Duggar popped it out to.
1 out, nobody on for Dawson Bryce in the bottom of the 4th. Fastball at his eyes for ball 1. Bryce also looking for his first official at-bat. Followed up the 2-out walk in the 2nd for Duggar with a hit by pitch. That was the awkward play that looked like just an inside pitch, like one right there on a changeup. Difference is both him and his manager, Kelly Nicholson, said that they thought it hit him. And there was an appeal. First base umpire said he did. Fastball inside off the glove of Yaman. It is a 3-0 count now on him. trying to reach for a second time. We're staying with Stifler, though, at Porco. We talked about it on yesterday's broadcast. The signing bonus is, too, just south of $150,000. 4-pitch walk on a fastball inside here to Dawson Bryce. He's reached twice.
Right fielder from UC San Diego, number 48, Anthony Patestio.
But all 3 Commodores from this 2025 team that got drafted all got at least $147,000. And the biggest was Grayson Saunier, went above slot value at $150,000 in round 17.
On the broadcast, Andrew Delapiano and I were joking after he had that fantastic sideline hit. I think they need to come back to Falmouth, shipwreck dinner on them.
I would not be opposed. 1 out, 1 on base. The lefty Anthony Patestio, first pitch fastball,
The
way out.
Caesar salad there has been really good.
Caesar salad,
The
yeah,
seafood
it is pretty good. Short meeting on the mound. Eddie Yaman goes out and jogs to talk to his pitcher. We have seen 5 straight balls offered from Stifler, so Yaman just going to have a word with him before it gets out of hand. Stifler's got that big 6'7" frame. At least he was listed at 6'7" on that West Virginia roster. Standing at a 210 as well. One of the younger guys as a team heading into his sophomore year. Yaman back behind the plate. The 1-0 comes home on a change up inside and low for ball 2. Patestio had that infield single with runners on first and second, but couldn't score the run. Of course, with it staying in the infield, it was actually a great play by Maurice Moroni that possibly saved a run. 6 straight balls thrown, make it called strike. Got a generous call from Jake Brickta behind the home plate. Was right on the outer corner. So it's a 2-1 count. Dawson Bryce doesn't run spectacularly well. I mean, a couple of stolen bases on the year for him. And he will take off for second. The pitch is low, throw to second base. Yaman spiked it all the way to second. So just as we were talking about Bryce not stealing bases, he takes one.
Well, you were saying that you were building the lead up, and I was looking at Bryce over at first base, and I was saying that lead's getting bigger and bigger. Ben, are you sure that lead's getting bigger? And he had a great jump as well. I didn't think Yaman had any chance behind the dish to throw him out.
So he's now in scoring position with 1 out for Patestio. Pitch was outside, so it's a 3-1 count to him. And the 3-1's called, strike on the inner corner. So Stifler has worked the outer and inner corner, both almost outside, but we have run full with 1 out. Payoff. Call! Ball 4. I heard a large yell from Jake Brickta behind home plate. Well, that was like the Athletics home run last night. That was called a foul ball that eventually was called a home run. Well, I don't think as big of stakes, but it is the second straight walk issued by Max Stifler. And Todd Carroll's going to make his way out to the Falmouth pitcher's mound to talk with Stifler.
And it's now 2 straight walks issued by the West Virginia Mountaineer and Stifler, 2 of the 3 he has so far in the day. And I like this meeting now with pitching coach Todd Carroll to settle Stifler down a bit. Ben, this is just the second time today where 2 have been on, 2 or 3. Again, it was the Firebirds who had the bases loaded, but it's this part of the lineup that's given Stifler trouble so far. It was loaded with 6, 7, and 8 in the second inning, and now 7 and 8 between Bryce and Patestio both get on with the walk.
We will see what Javar Williams could do. He came up in that second inning with the bases loaded and fly to left. Todd Carroll makes his way back to the Falmouth dugout. It was a whole infield meeting, everybody back out. So Dawson Bryce at second base, Anthony Patestio at first. With 235 hitting, Javar Williams at the plate and a righty on lefty matchup. Stifler finally gets the sign, will deal the first pitch. It's up for ball 1. Well, Stifler's definitely had some struggles in his first 3 appearances here. That wasn't really the case this past year at West Virginia. Had an ERA, a decent amount of appearances below 5. It was 4.95. Fastball, cold strike on the inner corner, even at 1-1. And he pitched against some pretty good teams too. Pitched against Arizona early in the year. Came against Cincinnati. Change up, back up the middle line, in the center field for a base hit. It's a stop sign at third as Morales fires it to the infield. That ball was hit so hard, and cannot get the run in, but it's station to station. Bases loaded again for the Firebirds, this time with just one out.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Williams got a perfect piece of it, but it was almost hit too hard to not let Bryce go from second to home. Instead, Bryce goes over to third. It's Patesio at second. Now Williams at first, second time. In the last 3 innings, the Birds have the bases loaded.
Bases are juiced with just one out and the top of the lineup. It's Tyler Myatt. Out of that, his first time up, popped up his last time. Fouls it back to the net. 5 for 10 coming into this game, but his first 10 plate appearances with Orleans. It's now 5 for 12 after the 2 outs today. But coming over, they're playing in the Appalachian Baseball League earlier this summer with the Kingsport Axemen. Changeup called strike 2. The Orleans dugout is not too pleased with it. So the foul ball and the changeup in. It's an 0-2 count. Stifler could love a strikeout here. The 0-2 throwaway pitch upstairs as Myatt was taken. 2 of those first 5 base hits were home runs, including a 471-foot no-doubter in their win last night against YD. 1-2 inside. Yaman has to do some acrobatics to keep that in front and prevent a run from scoring. But he does say it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stifler deals the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Bases loaded, 1 out. A huge strikeout for Max Stifler to send one of the best Orleans hitters back to the dugout. And Stifler's 3rd strikeout of the game so far. He's an out away from getting out of the inning unscathed.
Exactly what you needed if you're Stifler. The righty, using the fastball to work inside into the inner third with the lefty Myatt. His 3rd strikeout. How about strikeout number 300 on the season for the Falmouth Commodores? Wow. 3rd most on Cape Cod.
Now Garza's trying to not leave the bases loaded for Orleans at the bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch way inside for ball 1. It's 2-0 Firebirds lead after a 2-run home run for the man in the hole right now. And Elijah Ikes. 1-0 count. Fastball in that same spot. It's 2-0. Couple of flyouts for Garza so far. The fly out to center, the fly out to right. Also had a fun story on him earlier when Orleans came to town. You did a sideline hit on the nickname of Garza being named Peanut. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss on a changeup out.
I did. It was great to have the whole Garza family from Bakersfield, California. They actually had a double layer of flight that got delayed, so they missed 1 game on the visit when they were visiting Garza. They got to the Gov, explained how when he was growing up, he was a peanut when he was born, and he just kept that name since.
2-1 changeup runs in, so now a hitter's count for Garza.
It was actually, they called him Peanut because when the ultrasounds where pictures were made, it looked like a little peanut. So the nickname is older than Garza himself is.
It's a great story. Well, he's got a 3-1 count with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Fastball high. Stifler's walk to run in. Dawson Bryce makes the soft jog on home to make it 3-0 Firebirds as Garza gets first place to the dangerous Robbie Levy. Comes up with the bases still loaded. And out comes Todd Carroll once again to have a word with Stifler. And it's going to be a pitching change for the Commodores. That's it for Stifler. A pretty good first couple of innings, but a 2-run home run. And now walking a run in the 4th. 3-0 Firebirds lead. We'll have more on the new Commodores pitcher on the other side of this break. Cape League TV. Max Stifler cannot make it out of the 4th inning here from Eldridge Park, and they will call on Jake Cullen, the Rhode Island Ram, to try to relieve things and get out of a bases-loaded jam with 2 outs. Already one across in the inning on a bases-loaded walk to Alejandro Garza. That is what pulls Stifler. 3-0's the Firebirds lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, this will be the 4th appearance we see out of the bullpen for Jake Cullen with the Commodores. You go back to that win out of the All-Star game against Harwich. That's what inflates Cullen's ERA so far to 12.27. He only goes 2/3 of the innings, gives up no hits but 1 earned run with 3 walks.
It was mostly starts for Cullen back at Rhode Island, as he will make another relief appearance for the Commodores this summer. And the 3-hitter Robbie Levy, first pitch swinging. Cullen brought the heat, fastball high, swung on and missed. Cullen is making appearance number 4 now. All of them have been in relief this summer. 0-1 pitch. Fastball left downstairs, gets away from Yaman. Not far enough, though, to let the score or the runner score from third at Anthony Potestio. He's at third with Javar Williams at second, and Alejandro Garza now at first base. So Stifler got the difficult bases-loaded 1-out strikeout that he needed, but with 2 outs, just can't keep his command. Cullen a 12.3 ERA so far at his first 3 appearances in 3 2/3 innings pitched. 1-1 pitch, changeup runs inside for ball 2. He's given up 5 earned in those 3 2/3. Only 3 strikeouts to his 4 walks so far. Command has been much of the issue in a smaller sample size. He's down in this count 2-1. Set at the belt with a couple of deep breaths, and he'll kick and fire home. Swing and a miss on another fastball. This time he brought it outside, and the count's run even at 2-2. Trying to keep Falmouth within striking distance. Orleans can kind of put it out of reach here. Do some more 2-out damage. Cullen takes a sigh and throws another 2-2 pitch. Just outside for ball 3. Commodores dugout thought that was strike 3. Runners will be off on the pitch with the bases loaded and a full count. 2 outs here in the 4th. Firebirds already the 3-run advantage. Cullen just trying to come in and get the 1 out he needs. Will throw the payoff. Swing and a miss. 3 fastballs are all 3 strikes. And the Commodores walk a run in the bottom of the 4th, but get out of a bases-loaded jam thanks to Jake Cullen. Heading to the 5th inning, 3-0 Birds on Cape League TV.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
I'm Joe Sabbath, right-handed pitcher from the University of Rhode Island, and you're listening to the Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Top of the 5th inning from Eldridge Park in Orleans, Massachusetts for Game 34 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. Alongside Ben Haller, I'm Ryan Martin here on Cape League TV, where the Falmouth Commodores trailing the Orleans Firebirds 3-0. Orleans adds on to that lead with a 1-run bottom of the 4th inning, and now sends out the right-handed Hawaii Rainbow Warrior Isaiah Magdaleno for his 5th inning of work. He faces Eddie Yaman first, the 7-hitter. From the right side, the first pitch is a fastball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Goes Eddie Yaman. Reese Maroney, then Chris Newstrom, 3 right-handers to face off. 7, 8, 9, bottom third of this order against Magdalena. 1-0 is a fastball low and away again for ball 2. Yaman, the rising redshirt junior at LSU. He's playing in a revenge game today against the Orleans Firebirds, a team that he played with 7 games with last summer. 2-0 is a called strike middle. Fastball never even looked at by Yaman. It was a sample size that left much to be desired, though, for the Dayton transfer and West Sand Lake, New York, with the Firebirds. Had just 1 hit in 22 plate appearances. 2-0, 2-1 is a fastball taken again, called strike middle. So Yaman leaves Orleans after 7 games and a .045 average. Now playing in his 4th game with the Commodores. His average just under 500. 2-2 is a fastball that's skied foul down the third baseline and out of play. Yaman had a nice moment earlier today. Got to catch up with his host family when he was here for just over a week and a half here in Orleans. 2-2 is a fastball grounded foul down the third baseline. Yaman so far today, he's 0 for 1. A ground out to the shortstop Elijah Iquez in the 2nd inning. Sees a 2-2. It's a changeup. He grounds to the third base side. Wagner comes up to it, throws across the diamond on the jump, and it's Yaman who's going to be safe at first base. Dawson Bryce looked to scoop it out of the dirt, but Yaman got there first. It is a leadoff single to begin the 5th for Eddie Yaman.
The shortstop from Rhode Island, number 6, Reese Maroney.
4th hit of the day for the Commodores. No one to show for it for Falmouth. Meanwhile, it's 3 runs on 4 hits into this game for the Orleans Firebirds. Reese Maroney now from the right side. Righty on righty. First pitch. Maroney squares the bunt, pulls it back. It's a ball that's low anyways for ball 1. Maroney, the rising junior at Rhode Island. Just playing in his 3rd game on Cape Cod with the Commodores. A new lineup today. 1-0. Here's a fastball swung through middle by Maroney. In the small sample size, Maroney still looking for his first hit. 0 for 5. Does have a run batted in and 3 walks. He's got Eddie Yaman over at first base. Pitch is low and in the dirt. Goes for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to the Rhode Island Ram. Yaman does not have much speed over at first base. Has yet to steal a base in his 4-game tenure with the Commodores. Magdaleno's 2-1. Is a fastball taken for a called strike on the inner third. Commodores went without a run yesterday. 3-0 shutout to Wareham. Now still here. 2-2. Fastball, swing and a miss by Maroney. So before the pitch even gets off, let's get some correction here. Home plate umpire Jake Brickta says it was a balk on Isaiah Magdaleno. So what would have been strike 3 as Reese Maroney swung through it, it doesn't matter. It's still 2 balls, 2 strikes, and now Eddie Yaman advances from first to second in scoring position for Maroney. Magdaleno tries again the 2-2. Fastball, swing and a miss. Bit of ball don't lie there on the mound for the right-hander Magdaleno. Maroney can't get barrel to ball on the fastball, and it goes down for out number 1.
The second baseman from Tennessee, number 26, Chris Newstrom.
6 strikeout for Magdaleno. And he was a high strikeout guy in 60 innings pitched for Hawaii this past season. Had 77 strikeouts. Looks to do the same here against 9-hitter Chris Newstrom from the right side. First pitch is a changeup, low and away for ball 1. Newstrom, the rising sophomore at Tennessee. Grounded out to his counterpart at short, Elijah Iquez. For the first out in the 3rd. 1-0. Here's a ball. Changeup that just runs outside again on the righty Newstrom. Small lead for Yaman off of second base. Magdaleno delivers a 2-0. It's a bunt squared down the third base line beautifully by Newstrom. Magdaleno gets it on the move, but will just keep it into his pocket. Yaman takes third base, and Newstrom takes first on the bunt single. Doesn't matter how it happens, just that it happens for the Commodores. After Yaman beats out the single over to first base, and then Newstrom, the perfectly placed bunt, and that will end Isaiah Magdaleno's day. He puts 2 runners on, Yaman at third, Newstrom at first base. But that's how the Hawaii Rainbow Warrior leaves it for Orleans. It's 3-0 Firebirds with a 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. We'll be right back here on Cape League TV. Back with you at Eldridge Park in Orleans, Massachusetts. 3-0 Firebirds, but that might not be our score for long. Alongside Ben Haller, I'm Ryan Martin back here on Cape League TV. Runners on the corners following the bunt single from Chris Newstrom. His counterpart on the other side of the diamond is Eddie Yaman. He's 90 feet away from being the first run of this game. So Orleans manager Kelly Nicholson goes over to the Firebirds' bullpen for the first time today. Enter the UMBC left-hander in Brady Fox, the new Orleans Firebird, and Golden Retriever there in Baltimore County. Replaces Isaiah Magdaleno after he puts both Yaman and Newstrom on. So for Fox, smaller build as a pitcher. Looks more like a second baseman at 5'10", 180 pounds, working from the third base side of the rubber. The rising sophomore at UMBC is on to make his second appearance with Orleans. First one went just an inning, where he goes scoreless and picks up his first Cape League strikeout. Started this summer with the Gaithersburg Giants of the Cal Ripken Collegiate Baseball League in his home state of Maryland. Lineup card flips back over to Antonio Morales. Lefty on lefty, and Fox's first pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss from Morales.
Yeah, Fox didn't have the best season this past year at UMBC. He had 14 appearances, but things went south at 8.92 ERA. Sometimes that happens. Your freshman year, you get those jitters out. He had his first career game against Notre Dame, and he went 3 innings scoreless.
0-1 to Morales. A check swing from Morales doesn't matter as a fastball catches the outer third of the zone for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes now to Antonio Morales. He's 0 for 2 so far today. Ground out in the first, and a strikeout swinging in the third. 0-2. Here's a fastball, low and in the dirt. Good stop there from the all-star catcher, Cashel Duggar, to keep it in front of him and leave his defensive counterpart, Eddie Yaman, over at third base. Morales looking to get on and send it over to Carl Schmidt. He's got 2 runners on, though. The 1-2 is a fastball. Lined into right field, right down the line. This one will go just foul ahead of the right fielder, Anthony Potestio. Carl Schmidt will hand the bat back over to Antonio Morales. Schmidt heads back to the on-deck circle. Morales will redo the West Division All-Star batting gloves before stepping back into the left-handed box. Morales, the rising junior, heading to Maryland after 2 years in the ACC with Wake Forest. Local kid from Norfolk, Massachusetts, whose family has come to many Commodores games. 1-2 is a fastball, swing and a miss. Morales lunges at it as it goes towards the righty batter's box. The lefty Morales sat down on strikes for the second time today.
It's a big league at bat for Fox. I mean, that is coming in such a tough situation, and you think that it is because of that lefty-lefty situation. If you had any doubts, there's confirmation with Nicholson coming to the mound.
That's exactly it. Brady Fox's day is over after one batter faced. They wanted the lefty-lefty with the West Division All-Star Game MVP, Antonio Morales, coming to the dish. And Fox, he's going to be taken out for a right-handed pitcher. Still Yaman at third. Chris Newstrom over at first base in a 3-0 Orleans lead. Now 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. It's a new pitcher for Orleans. We'll introduce him in just a second here on Cape League TV. Well, for the second time in as many batters, we're back after an Orleans Firebirds pitching change. Brady Fox comes in for a lefty-on-lefty against Antonio Morales, gets the strikeout that Birds manager Kelly Nicholson wanted to see. And now another pitcher into this game. Enter Billy Morris, added to Uville College in Buffalo, New York. His pitch, played some third, played some shortstop there. He is now coming on for his third appearance with the Orleans Firebirds. Has yet to give up a run, 2 hits though, given up in 1 2/3 innings pitch, so another small usage guy. He comes in with a 3-0 Orleans lead over the Falmouth Commodores in game 34 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. Eddie Yaman still at third base, Chris Newstrom at first, and following the strikeout, there's 2 outs on the top of the 5th for Carl Schmidt.
Yeah, Brady Fox just did exactly what he needed to do. We got the lefty-on-lefty matchup, got the strikeout he needed, and they go right back to a righty with Carl Schmidt up.
So after lefty on lefty, here's righty on righty. First pitch is a changeup, drops into the zone too low for ball 1. Schmidt so far today, he's 1 for 2. Had a single in the 3rd after flying out in the 1st. Morris is 1-0. There's a fastball lined into left field by Schmidt. Coming in on it is the left fielder in Myatt, but he'll let it just drop down right in front of him for a single. Yaman scores easily from 3rd. It's Chris Newstrom moves up to 2nd, and RBI single for Carl Schmidt. But Schmidt over to first base. 2 singles in the last 2 plate appearances for Schmidt make it 3-1 Orleans.
Yeah, that's a hard liner right there, too. It is tough to see from our angle here right next to the third base dugout in the shallow left, but it started to look like Myatt had a chance on that. It just slowed up. You know, it was hit just too hard for Myatt to have a chance, but it looked initially like he might have.
Jumps up is Bear Harrison. First pitch to the righty. Big swing and a miss on the changeup low in the zone. Schmidt reaches on the single. That's the 3rd single in the last 5 batters for the Commodores. Now 1 run on 6 hits for Falmouth, 3 runs on 4 hits for Orleans. Morris takes 2 looks at second, delivers the 1-0. It's a fastball lined foul out of play down the first base line by Harrison. Again, Newstrom's up to second base. Carl Schmidt's over to first for Bear Harrison. So far today, make him 1 for 1. Walked and was stranded at first in the 1st inning, and was singled and stranded at first in the 3rd. 1-1. Called strike 3. Correct that instead. That was 1-2 on Harrison, and it strands 2 more runners on base, but the first run scores in this game for Falmouth. It's 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, but 2 left on base for Falmouth. A 3-1 Orleans lead entering the home half of the fifth, where we'll pick it up next on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic clam shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly option. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, President of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
Hi, I'm Coleman Mizell, outfielder from Alabama, and you're watching Commodores baseball on KTV.
Sun's almost fully set here over Eldridge Park in Orleans, Massachusetts, the farthest destination that the Falmouth Commodores make on the season. They're doing it one last time here for Game 34 of the Cape League season. Entering the bottom of the fifth, it's 3-1 Orleans. Firebirds look to build on it, and it's Jake Cullen, the Rhode Island right-hander, comes back out onto the mound for the Commodores. Gave him a bit of run support with a run in the top of the fifth inning, but now it's Cullen facing the middle third of the order with a 2-run Orleans cushion. 4, 5, and 6 start off with Elijah Iquez. Alongside Ben Haller, I'm Ryan Martin, back with you on Cape League TV, and appreciating you spending your Sunday night with us. Here's Iquez, righty versus righty with Jake Cullen. Takes a deep breath, delivers the first pitch. Fastball high up into the zone. Chin height for Elijah Iquez. And the rising junior at Hawaii will step back out with a 1-ball, no-strike count. Iquez 1 for 2 so far today. Had a 2-run homer in the third that not sure has landed yet. 1-0. Is a fastball taken for a called strike, middle.
Yeah, he just got a changeup that was right down the middle of the zone, and he just didn't miss it. He got all of it over the left field scoreboard.
Scored his East Division All-Star teammate Robbie Levy, who singled the batter before. Cullen gets the pitch signed, delivers the 1-1. It's a fastball, lined the other way to right field, down for a base hit. Right fielder in Caden Brumbaugh gets the glove to it. Throws it back in, but that's the definition of opposite field hitting for Elijah Iquez. Make him 2 for 3 so far today, and on with a leadoff single.
Yeah, he looks pretty good. Same kind of pitch. It's a little higher in the zone, maybe a little faster too, but opposite way like you talked about after pulling that home run.
So with Iquez reaching, it's Kai Wagner, rising redshirt junior at University of Northern Colorado from the left side. First pitch is a ball way outside. Wagner, a lefty and a lefty-heavy lineup today for Firebirds manager Kelly Nicholson. 6 lefties to 3 righties against the starter Max Stifler, who was a West Virginia right-hander. Looking throw over to first base where Iquez slides in safely. Wagner's 0 for 2 so far today with a strikeout and a flyout. UNC Bear slides down Cullen. Kicks and deals the 1-0. It's a fastball upstairs again. Cullen having a few control issues. He's down on the count 2-0. Wagner redshirted his freshman year at Utah. The Parker, Colorado native, back at the University of Northern Colorado, where his dad Tyler played and older brother Caden just graduated from. 2-0. It's a fastball just outside the top right corner. Iquez over at first base. Does have some speed there with 4 stolen bases this year. Cullen's 3-0. It's a fastball way outside again. A 4-pitch walk delivered to Kai Wagner. Iquez moves over to second. Wagner takes a spot at first. That's 2 runners on for the East Division All-Star starting catcher, Cashel Duggar, another lefty.
Yeah, when Jake Cullen has started innings this year, it hasn't gone too well in the first 3 appearances. Got to love his ability to get out of the last inning, but still Got to find the zone.
Yeah, Cullen stranded the bases loaded in a fourth inning where Orleans didn't play a single run. First pitch to Duggar, squares up to bunt, lays it down the left field line. It'll go foul before getting to the third baseman in Justin Osterhaus. Strike one. And Cullen came in, replacement of Max Stifler, whose line is done after his fourth appearance on Cape Cod. West Virginia Mountaineer goes 3 2/3 innings pitched, allows 4 hits, 3 earned runs, walks 4 to just 3 strikeouts. 2 on, no out for Cashel Duggar. Cullen looks at second base with the lead runner, Iquez. Turns his head and will flip the hips back over, a throw over to second base, but just playing catch with the shortstop, Reese Maroney.
They've played some catch back in their time at Rhode Island, too.
A couple of Ram teammates, right? 2 of the 3 active Rhode Island Rams as well, with Joe Sabbath, all-star reliever. 0-1. Duggar squares it to bunt again. It's a bad one, though. It's lined directly backwards into the home plate netting for a foul ball. 2 straight for the UCLA catcher. Yeah, you wouldn't really think it, but Rhode Island, the most represented school for the Falmouth Commodores this season. You have the 3 with Sabbath, Maroney, and Cullen, and then, of course, Jeremy Urena going from Rhode Island to FIU.
You wouldn't think it, maybe because of the history of the program, but they were a very good team.
That was a good Rams.
3 seed in the LSU Regional.
Here's one of the Rhode Island Rams. Cullen's 0-2 to Duggar. And it's a fastball that runs inside for ball 1. Duggar knows something about being on a successful collegiate team. Coming from a UCLA team that was nearly atop the Big Ten this year, now a rising junior. Cullen's 1-2. Here's a fastball lined foul, spoiled away by Duggar. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Iquez at second. And Kai Wagner at first base. Would be the first runs in this game for Orleans since the bottom of the second. Cullen kicks and deals the 1-2. Fastball lined into left center field. Center fielder Morales has it on the run, puts the glove up, but instead makes way for Carl Schmidt, the left fielder. Schmidt drops it into his glove for out number 1. No advancement from Iquez at second base. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th.
That was looking scary. Looked like there might be a collision in left center field. Both Morales and Carl Schmidt sprinting at it. 2 guys that are somewhat out of their typical position, at least, you know, in different ways. Morales hasn't played a ton of outfield before this summer, and Carl Schmidt, who can play outfield, hasn't played a ton this summer because he's trying to get some of that infield reps. But nice job by Carl Schmidt calling it off.
So after a pair of lefties, here's the righty Dawson Bryce. It's the right-hander Cullen. First pitch is a fastball just inside on Bryce. 1 ball, no strikes with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. A 3-1 Orleans lead. That can all change with Elijah Iquez off of second base. He's in the scoring position, trying to add on to his Orleans advantage. Collins is 1-1. Is a fastball, swing and a miss in the middle. Correct that. It's 1 ball, 1 strike now. Dawson Bryce, a rising junior at Charlotte. Getting ready for his 2nd season with the 49ers after being a Merrimack Warrior and winning NEC Rookie of the Year. Closer to his hometown of Taunton, Massachusetts. Collins 1-1. Is a fastball lined the opposite way into right field. It'll get down for a base hit. 1 hops the wall. Elijah Iquez will take the turnaround second and into home to score. It's a 1-run double for Dawson Bryce. The 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Make the score 4-1 Orleans.
Well, that's about as hard as you can hit a ball opposite way. Eventually 1 hops the wall. Dawson Bryce knew it early, was on the sprint right away. And this Orleans team's starting to put it together against Falmouth pitching. They've been seeing the ball well, not just today, last few games though.
Just a 2nd extra base hit in this game for Orleans. Of course, Firebirds had the 2-run home run for Elijah Iquez in the 3rd inning. Correct, that's the only time that Orleans has scored in this game up until then. But the 1-run double for Dawson Bryce makes it 4-1 Orleans. It'll be a quick meeting at the mound. It's called by the catcher, Eddie Yaman. Whole infield comes in on the right-handed pitcher, Jake Cullen.
Yeah, no Todd Carroll, no Jared Saltalamaki. This is a ton from Falmouth catching. to call these player-only meetings on the mound. Let's just see a decent amount at the college and major league level.
Yaman wants to have a word with his catcher. Both Yaman, or his pitcher, Cullen. Yaman and Cullen, both mid-season additions. And you wonder, was that just to get a new arm, a few extra pitches, as it's now Todd Carroll who comes out to the mound?
Certainly a possibility, too. We've seen that where the dugout will tell whoever the catcher is at the time to go out and have a word. Rarely is it the whole infield, but maybe one of the infielders had a word for him, but that is going to be it for Cullen.
It is Cullen who has the baseball taken out of his hands by Todd Carroll. It's a new Commodores pitchers coming onto the mound, and what's now a 4-1 Orleans lead. With one out in the bottom of the fifth, we'll introduce the new Falmouth arm in just a second on Cape League TV. Massachusetts for game 34 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. It's now a 4-1 Orleans lead over the Falmouth Commodores. One out in the bottom of the fifth. Orleans is threatening for more with runners at second and third. So enter the ambidextrous pitcher. How about Rising Jr. at Sacred Heart? This is P.J. Rogan on for his second appearance with the Falmouth Commodores.
Yeah, first one didn't go quite as planned for Rogan, somebody who's obviously got a lot of potential. The switch pitcher is the main story for him. But he could throw both fastballs at 90 miles an hour. He's somebody who had a lot of attention to him, media, because of that switch pitching. But I think it kind of takes away from the season he had at Sacred Heart last year, a sub-4 ERA.
He was great for the Pioneers. And a great story, too. A guy who's wearing a custom six-fingered gloves by Rawlings. A company that's worked with him invited him to their headquarters to custom make a glove. He first faced off against the left-hander and Rising Jr. at UC San Diego, Anthony Potestio. First pitch to Potestio is a fastball taken for a called strike atop the zone. So the way that Rogan works, again, is he can switch his handedness as both a lefty and righty pitcher, but can't do it when the batter is faced. So he elects to go lefty here against the lefty Potestio. 0-1 is a fastball that runs outside for ball one. Infield playing completely in now. Osterhaus at third, Maroney at short, Newstrom at second, and Zuckerman at first, all with their toes on the infield grass. 1-1. Here's a fastball, line foul down onto South Orleans Road, just behind third baseline. And Wagner at third base, Dawson Bryce at second following the one-run double. 1-2. Here's a fastball upstairs for ball two.
I think one of the toughest things about facing this Orleans team is it's a tough lineup to navigate just because it's not really like the top third of the lineup is so much better than the bottom third of the lineup. I mean, Potestio, Javar Williams hitting 8th and 9th. They're both hitting 270, 240.
2-2. Fastball that runs upstairs again. Yalman using both of his hands, pointing towards the ground as if to say, Rogan, you're all right. You can calm down. Now a full count to the 8-hole hitter, Anthony Potestio. Lefty on lefty because that's what the switch hitting pitcher, or the switch pitcher shows. Payoff. A fastball, grounded right to the first baseman, Zuckerman. Bounce off his glove, goes to the second baseman, Newstrom off the deflection, and he'll get back over to Zuckerman in time at first. Zuckerman got hit by that ball about as hard as he could in the glove. He loses his hat and glasses, but his second base teammate and Chris Newstrom is there to bail him out for out number 2.
Yeah, it's a spectacular play. Both Zuckerman and Newstrom. Newstrom being ready. Zuckerman for just getting his hand in there. It felt impossible like that play was just going to be made by Zuckerman. Newstrom was there in time, and a smart play by Newstrom to look the runner back to third, make sure he wasn't going. Also a good decision at third base, too, by Ikas to not try to test it.
Now it's the lefty, Javar Williams. Rogan elects to go lefty again. First pitch is a ball. Fastball can't catch the outer third of the zone. 1 ball, no strikes with 2 outs now. 4-1 Firebirds lead. 2 in scoring position, though, for the rising junior at Wake Forest, Javar Williams. 1-0 is a fastball. Skied into right center field. Going back on it is Caden Brumball. Puts the glove up but can't catch it. Take a couple hops before getting to the wall, so it's Wagner who scores easily from third. So it is Duggar. The throw over to third base, and safe. A 2-run triple for Javar Williams, his second hit of the game. It scores Kai Wagner, scores Dawson Bryce as well. Makes it 6-1 Orleans, and what's now turned into a 3-run bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah, really good piece of hitting from Williams. And Caden Brumbaugh is relatively new, or at least hasn't played a ton of outfield at Nebraska this past year. He used more of as an infielder. Took that first step in. I don't know if he would have got to the ball if he didn't. I don't know how much of a difference that really made, but didn't help.
Just the second double for Orleans all season. That's the lowest amount on Cape Cod. First pitch to by Rogan is a fastball that's grounded towards the Orleans dugout down the first base side by the leadoff man, Tyler Myatt. Already threw across this inning, a 6-1 Orleans lead. Now 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th for the leadoff man, Myatt. 0-1 is lofted into shallow left field. Shortstop and Maroney has a glove on it, but for a second, and just gives it up to the third baseman, Osterhaus, who drops in for out number 3. Falmouth and P.J. Rogan end the bottom of the 5th, but not before it's Orleans who scores 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base after the 2-run triple for Javar Williams. We'll head back to the dugout, and coming back on is Morris for his second inning of work. 6-1 Orleans when we bring it up at the top of the 6th on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic Clam Shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly option. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at 147 T-Ticket Highway and try a slice today. Top of the 6th inning from Eldridge Park in Orleans, Massachusetts. Firebirds use a 3-run bottom of the 5th inning to build on to their lead. It's 6-1 Birds now into the 6th inning. Here's the first pitch to the righty, Ryan Zuckerman.
It's a fastball taken for a called strike on the inner third. Again, pitching into this game, it's Billy Morris, his third appearance on Cape Cod, the rising senior at DeUville. 0-1 is a changeup that's grounded foul down the third base line by Zuckerman. Zuckerman so far today, 0 for 2, a pair of strikeouts. One swinging to end the first, one looking to begin the fourth. Morris is 0-2. Is a curveball low and away for ball 1.
Yeah, this is kind of that middle ground, no man's land area of, you're down by 5. It's not like this game is insurmountable for a comeback. But again, just another one where it feels like Falmouth is out early.
Morris is 1-2. It is a changeup that Zuckerman barely gets a piece of before it hits into the home plate backing. Keeps this count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zuckerman, the rising junior, staying in the ACC, going to Georgia Tech after 2 years at Pittsburgh. He sees the 1-2. It's a changeup, again fouled off down the right side and out of play by Zuckerman. Good group of kids will converge on that like ants finding a loose crumb on the ground. Great crowd on hand here in Orleans, Massachusetts, like it usually is. A majority of fans in attendance sitting on the famed hill down the first base line. Morris is 1-2. There's a fastball grounded over to third base. Third baseman and Kai Wagner gets it, but it takes off in foul territory before it gets to him. Count still reads the ball in 2 strikes.
It's interesting, too, to talk to Zuckerman about that change from Pittsburgh and Georgia Tech, and what he described is obviously similarities in going to 2 schools in the same conference, but also just the campuses and both of them being almost downtown, pretty much downtown campuses. Georgia Tech on the outskirts of downtown Atlanta, and of course Pitt on the outskirts of downtown Pittsburgh.
Heading to the flats there in Georgia, right outside of Atlanta, where he'll compete with his Commodore teammate Ken Schmidt for some playing time. 1-2. Is a fastball low and away. The righty Zuckerman doesn't offer at it. 2 balls, 2 strikes now against the 6'4", 215-pound big first baseman. Morris kicks and deals the 2-2. It's a fastball upstairs and away. Count runs full. Justin Osterhaus waits on deck. He's 0 for 2 so far today. And hopes Zuckerman can be a base runner for him. Morris's payoff is a fastball inside for ball 4. Zuckerman works the count well. He's a guy who won't walk too often compared to his 19 strikeouts this year, but gets on with a leadoff walk.
We've talked about how impressed we've been with him at the plate ever since he's come to Falmouth. I think a lot of it stems from his approach. He's someone that just doesn't chase a whole lot. He had a strikeout where he chased lower earlier in this game, but kind of learning from that. And sometimes guys let that snowball into a tough game, but not him.
Osterhaus from the left side. Watches a fastball run outside for ball 1. Just the second walk of the game for Falmouth as Zuckerman reaches to begin the 6th. The first was Bear Harrison way back in the first inning. It's a Firebirds team that doesn't walk many. 1-0. Here's a fastball, swing and a miss by Osterhaus on the outer third. Just 118 walks now on the season for Orleans. Sounds like a lot, but we're already into game 34 of the Cape League season, so that's the 9th most on Cape Cod. Billy Morris still on the mound. Righty versus lefty. Turns and fires the 1-1. It's a fastball lined the opposite way, tailing foul down the left field line, and will hit off the netting there for strike 2. Osterhaus, the rising junior, going to Alabama after 2 years at Purdue Fort Wayne. It's a program that Osterhaus knew he wouldn't be a part of this coming year, but it's also a program no longer in existence. Purdue Fort Wayne cutting both baseball and softball to save about $1 million in budget cuts. 1-2 is a fastball check swing that Osterhaus barely gets a piece of and fouls it into the home plate netting.
It is such an interesting concept. I mean, I can't even imagine being in his shoes, and obviously he was going to make the change anyway, but all your friends and teammates from last year, a lot of them are just going to be done playing college basketball, he said.
Osterhaus fouls off the 1-2 again. Again, it's heading towards South Orleans Road with cars going past the third base bag.
Well, I'll correct myself. I guess none of them probably won't be playing college basketball at all, but won't be playing college baseball anymore.
And we talked to Osterhaus preseason, which feels like a millennium ago. That was the biggest thing for him, was knowing that all of his friends and teammates around him would have to go find somewhere else. 1-2 is a fastball. Rounded over to the second baseman, and Garza takes 2 steps in, fires over to first base for out number 1. Zuckerman does advance over to second base on the play. A grounder barely hit by Osterhaus, but that pays off. No chance for Garza to turn two. So now a runner in scoring position at second is Zuckerman for the righty, Caden Brumbaugh.
It's a really patient play for Alejandro Garza at second base. It looked like initially there was going to be no chance he was going to have to charge at that ball, but knowing that he has just enough time, seeing how much speed Osterhaus has to sit on it and just get it over.
It's righty on righty with Caden Brumbaugh. First pitch is a fastball called strike three on the lower third of the zone. Brumbaugh, the rising redshirt senior, going to Oklahoma, as you mentioned in the earlier part of this game, Ben. Spent 2 seasons at Nebraska, started his career at Oklahoma State, the Sooners' rival. 0-1 is a fastball grounded over to the shortstop, Elijah Iquez. Takes 3 steps in, throws across the diamond, and in time for out number 2. It leaves Ryan Zuckerman at second base as well.
Routine ground out, but again, another one of those plays where I think Iquez makes it look a lot easier than it is. It's just so natural at shortstop and fires a strike over to first base. He was playing pretty deep in the hole at short.
Works out well. Iquez has been busy there over at shortstop as part of this 6-1 Orleans lead. Firebirds in third place in the East Division, looking to build on that with 2 points here in the top of the 6th. Here's Edwin Yaman. First pitch to him is called strike on the inner third. Yaman goes down, no balls, 1 strike. Ryan Zuckerman still waits over at second base for the LSU national champion and righty catcher. Billy Morris's 0-1. It is a changeup that Yaman barely gets a piece of, and it goes foul down the third base line. Yaman's 1 for 2 so far today. He grounded out 2 Iquez in the second, and then singled and scored the lone run in this game for Falmouth in the 5th. Morris is 0-2. Looks to get out of it with 2 outs. The pitch is a changeup, swing and a miss. Drops beautifully into the bottom third of the zone and rings up Yaman for the first time today. Zuckerman reaches on a leadoff walk, but then 3 straight batters get retired in Osterhaus, Brumbaugh, and Yaman respectively. It's no runs on no hits, no errors, but 1 left on base for Falmouth. Commodores still trail by 5, 6-1 Orleans. Firebirds look to build on it in the home half of the 6th when we pick it back up right here on Cape League TV.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
My name is Kent Schmidt, and I play first base from Georgia Tech, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Home half of the 6th inning on a beautiful Sunday night on Cape Cod. Welcome back to Eldridge Park in Orleans, Massachusetts, where the Falmouth Commodores taking on the Orleans Firebirds. It's a Birds team up 6-1 over Falmouth. Firebirds have done all their damage in a 2-run bottom of the 3rd, 3-run bottom of the 5th. Now an inning later, Orleans looks to add on it into the 2nd inning of work for Falmouth's P.J. Rogan. Alongside Ben Haller, I'm Ryan Martin, back with you on Cape League TV. And for Rogan, the Sacred Heart Pioneer, it's 2, 3, and 4 due up in this Orleans lineup. It gets started with the Cal Poly righty Alejandro Garza.
Firebirds, second baseman from Cal Poly Slow, number 17, Alejandro Garza.
So the man they call Peanut, he steps into the right-handed batter's box, standing at just 5'10", 175. Grounds the first pitch he sees over to second base. Newstrom gets it. Slide arm throw over to first base in plenty of time. 1 pitch, 1 out for P.J. Rogan. It comes on the ground out for Alejandro Garza.
Yeah, crucial stretch. No matter what happens today, it's a crucial 6-game stretch coming up after tomorrow's off day. It would be nice if Falmouth could get some length out of Rogan, save some arms, and just kind of go all out and reset after tomorrow and not have to use too many today.
So after the righty, here's the second of 6 lefties in this Orleans lineup. It's George Washington, designated hitter Robbie Levy. Lefty on lefty. First pitch is a fastball outside for a ball. Again, we mentioned P.J. Rogan, the Sacred Heart Pioneer, is a switch pitcher. He's got a custom 6-fingered Rawlings glove and can choose whatever he wants. 1-0 is a fastball zipped into center field by Levy. It's Antonio Morales takes a few steps to his left and sees out number 2 drop into his glove.
Morales initially came in on that ball. He hasn't played center field a whole lot. Had to think over for Mike Anu, but another guy that I think looks just so natural in a new position.
So after the lefty Levy, P.J. Rogan will switch gloves, or switch sides of the glove, I should say. It's again that custom Rawlings mitt. Becomes a right-handed pitcher now to face Elijah Iquez, and he'll take whatever advantage he can get against Iquez. He's 2 for 3 so far today. Rogan's first pitch is a fastball that runs way upstairs. Takes the catcher Eddie Yaman out of his crouch for ball 1. Yaman, out of Hawaii, had the 2-run homer in the 3rd inning, and then singled and scored to lead off the 5th. 1-0. Is a fastball for a called strike on the outer third. Late call there by home plate umpire Jake Brichta. Well, it doesn't matter. Count reads 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs in the home half of the 6th inning, a 6-1 Orleans lead. Rogan's 1-1. Is a fastball upstairs and away again for ball 2. One run on 6 hits for Falmouth. Hit department's been pretty close, but the run department has not been. 6 runs on 7 hits for Orleans. Rogan's 2-1. Here's a changeup. Top of the zone and goes just high for ball 3.
We haven't seen a whole lot of comeback bids from the Commodores this year. Only a couple come to mind. That Chatham Anglers game early in the year. Bourne Braves home game as well, but it's another test for him.
Rogan's 3-1. Is a fastball taken inside for ball 4. 5-pitch walk to Elijah Iquez will extend the home half of the 6th inning after Garza and Levy go down quickly. It's Iquez off of first base now for the righty in Kai Wagner. I'll check that just at the last second. There will be a pinch hitter that comes in place of Wagner. Let's enter Ryan Kucherak, Northwestern righty. So righty and righty here with Rogan. He elects to go righty. Again, the switch pitcher. Kicks and deals the first pitch. It's a fastball taken atop the zone for ball 1.
Yeah, it's interesting to bring in a pinch hitter against a switch pitcher because no matter what, unless the hitter is a switch hitter, which we've already gone into on the broadcast, the pitcher's still going to have the advantage. Just really doesn't like the lefty on lefty from Wagner.
Rogan elects to go righty here against righty Kucherak. 1-0. Is a fastball grounded over to the third baseman in Osterhaus. Throws across the diamond in time for out number 3. So the pinch hit doesn't add up to much for Kelly Nicholson, and neither does the 2-out walk by Elijah Iquez. No runs on no hits, no errors, and Iquez after the walk, the lone runner left on. Still 6-1 Orleans, and during the top of the 7th, we're 2/3 of the way through here from Eldridge Park. We'll see if the Falmouth Bats can add something more here when we come back on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, president of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
I'm TJ Coates. I'm a right-handed pitcher from the University of Nebraska, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Top of the seventh inning from Eldridge Park in Orleans, Massachusetts. Falmouth Commodores in town for Game 34 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. The Commodores trailing by 5, 6-1 Orleans entering the final third of this game on a Sunday night. Alongside Ben Haller, I'm Ryan Martin, welcoming you back to Cape League TV for the third inning of work for Billy Morris, where he faces off against 8-9-1. Reese Maroney, Chris Newstrom, and Antonio Morales are all guaranteed a spot up in the seventh inning. Quick look around as well for the Commodores, who only have 7 games remaining in the Cape League season. That big team is Hyannis, who's in a West Division battle with Wareham, tied 1-1 at Spillane Field, home of the Gatemen, midway through the 8th inning. Back here at Eldridge Park, it's a righty on righty. First pitch from Billy Morris. It's a fastball. Maroney squares up to bunt, puts the barrel down to it, but can't get a piece of it. It's going to be a strike one swinging.
Yeah, something we haven't really talked about, too. Today was another show-and-go day where there was no batting practice for either team on the field. Maybe plays a little bit of a factor. Both teams had differing offensive days.
Morris is 0-1, goes to the changeup. That's low and away for ball. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Reese Maroney, the rising junior at Rhode Island, who so far today is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 1-1 is a fastball, swing and a miss by Maroney. Might have gotten a piece of it into the glove of Cashel Duggar. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to the righty. Whether it's a show and go, whatever is needed for a Falmouth team that's lost 3 straight. 1-2. Is a changeup that Maroney's late on it and fouls it back out of play down the first base line. Falmouth just looking to pick up some points in a very tight West Division. Just 2 points separating them in 5th and Hyannis in 4th. 1-2. Is a curveball taken for a called strike 3 on the inner third. Maroney gets rang up for the second time in as many at-bats. There is now 1 out in the top of the 7th for Chris Newstrom.
Second baseman from Tennessee, number 26.
And it's another beautiful pitch and frustration for Reese Maroney. I think that was in the zone, but Jake Brichtas had a varying strike zone on that inside corner today.
Second strikeout today for Billy Morris, the rising senior at DeUville. Now sees the righty Chris Newstrom. First pitch is fastball taken inside for ball 1. Newstrom's 1 for 2 so far today. It's a 9 spot that when Newstrom gets into the game, he usually occupies there at the bottom of the lineup. 1-0. His fastball swing and a miss, middle by Newstrom. Chris playing into his 23rd game on Cape Cod. We haven't seen him in action in about 3 or 4 games, but brings in a 147 average, following his 1 for 2 so far today, with a single in the 5th. 1-1. Is a fastball that runs inside and hits Newstrom on the forward-facing left elbow. That's why you wear the Tennessee Volunteer orange elbow guard. Newstrom back over to first base. He reaches for the 2nd time in a row.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't feel good. But look, anytime you're struggling like Newstrom is, and then you get a whole run of a little over a week where you're just not getting much playing time, you'll take him any way you can get him. Got that bunt to try to get back on track a little bit in the 5th, and now gets on base one of the harder ways.
Billy Morris plunking Newstrom. Flip the lineup card back over to Antonio Morales after the first Commodore batter that's hit by a pitch. Right down lefty with Morales. Quickly, it's home plate umpire Jake Brichta who comes out and gives Morris a word about engaging the batter in Morales. Morris nods his head yes, steps back off the rubber before reapproaching the first base side. Look over at Chris Newstrom. He's got great speed, a usual pinch runner for the Commodores. First pitch to Morales is a fastball that's skied out of play down the left field line.
Tight here at Eldridge Park, down the third base line from out of play to the street. I've seen a couple of balls head towards that street too.
It's either no one watching it when they're driving by or honking like crazy here in Orleans. 0-1 to Morales. Is a fastball again skied out of play, coming right our way towards the netting down the first base line. Will barely get over the netting, maybe 5 or 6 feet to our left for strike 2.
Look, the position we're in for away games just behind the home plate netting, we rarely ever get or we haven't had a chance at all at a ball yet this year. That one was in our depth behind the net, just a little bit to the left. It's getting my hopes up a little bit. I didn't know that was even possible.
Did you bring your glove today?
I didn't bring my glove. I don't need my glove.
Okay.
I got my hand.
I'm going to remember that for next time. Did not need his glove, Ben Howler, on July 27th. 0-2 to Morales. Is a fastball again line out of play down the third base line. That one had no chance of getting to us. We'll get into the forest on the other side of South Orleans Road. Home plate umpire Jake Brick asks for a few more balls. We'll drop them for a second, but play 52 pickup to get them back. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. 6-1 Orleans. Falmouth looks to break into this 5-run deficit with the rising junior at Maryland, Antonio Morales. Working on an 0-for-3 line today so far with a pair of strikeouts. Billy Morris is 0-2. The pitch is a curveball, low and inside on Morales for ball 1. Morales swinging a pretty good bat into his team-high 33rd game played out of a possible 34. Got a 239 line of average. 1-2. Here's a changeup, grounded over to the first baseman in Bryson. Over to second for 1, and they won't think about going back to Morales. Dawson Bryce, the first baseman, gets the lead runner in Chris Newstrom. Antonio Morales will take his spot at first base now with 2 outs in the top of the 7th.
Left fielder from UC Berkeley, number 8, Carl Schmidt.
So Morales grounds into a 3-6 fielder's choice, takes the spot over at first base. You're not losing much speed there, replacing Newstrom with Morales. Into the right side, righty on righty versus Billy Morris. Morris's first pitch is a fastball, taken for a called strike, middle. Morales does have 8 stolen bases to his name, but has done it in 13 attempts. 5 caught stealing for the West Division All-Star Game MVP. Morris is 0-1. Here's a fastball, taken for another strike, middle. Carl Schmidt will have a word to himself, walk over to the grass right next to the Commodores' dugout down the third base line. He knows that's 2 pitches he wants back.
They are, and Carl Schmidt's not someone who usually takes a lot of those pitches. He is very aggressive.
It's the last hope for the Commodores in the top of the 7th. 0-2, 2 outs. Morris's pitch is a fastball, swing and a miss atop the zone by Schmidt. Leaves Morales over at first base and ends an inning that had some potential for the Commodores, who still trail by 5. Following the hit by pitch and then fielder's choice, it's no outs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. That's Morales over at first. It's time to stretch here from Eldridge Park in Orleans, Massachusetts. The Firebirds up 6-1 over the Commodores and look to build on it on the other half of this break on Cape League TV.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
I'm Jacob Schultz, pitcher from Vanderbilt University, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Fresh out of the stretch here from Eldridge Park in Orleans, Massachusetts on a beautiful Sunday night. Game 34 of the Cape League season now between the Orleans Firebirds and Falmouth Commodores. Orleans up 6-1 over Falmouth. And the Firebirds look to add on it, sending up, it's going to be 6, 7, and 8 into the home half of the 7th. It'll be a new pitcher onto the mound. 4th utilized for the Commodores. It's Holy Cross rising graduate in Jaden Waiwoda. Back alongside Ben Haller, I'm Ryan Martin here on Cape League TV. Cashel Duggar is the first batter to face the righty Waiwota. Righty and lefty to start. First pitch is a fastball taken just outside by Duggar for ball 1. Fourth appearance on Cape Cod for Waiwota. Got a 1080 average at the moment. This is just the second game we see Waiwota come in relief for the Holy Cross Crusader. 1-0. Is a fastball that plunks Duggar in the forward-facing right foot.
Yeah, it's a tough start to this appearance. I do still think it's only a matter of time before Waiwota starts to figure it out for Falmouth. Obviously, you're running out of time, but somebody who has more potential than almost anybody, even a lot of guys who are in the Power Conference teams here on the Cape. With the season he had last year at Holy Cross.
First pitch to the righty, Dawson Bryce. Is a changeup taken for a called strike on the inner third. You mentioned those numbers through 16 appearances. All starts for Waiwota at Holy Cross. Just a 3.63 ERA. Duggar's off of first base after the leadoff hit by pitch. Now into the 7th inning. 0-1 is a fastball. Grounded over Justin Osterhaus at third. Gets over his glove. It's going to be Duggar who gets over to second. Bryce takes a spot at first base. A single for Dawson Bryce. Make the Charlotte first baseman 2 for 2 so far today. He's also reached on a hit by pitch and walk at first or on base for the 4th time today.
Yeah, it's going to be ruled a base hit. I think that's one if you're Osterhaus, though. You need to square up a little better, at least wear it off your chest. Kind of went to the side and tried to pick it with his glove, and it was hit so hard he had no chance.
Here's Anthony Potestio against Waiwota. Waiwota's first pitch is a ball. Fastball. Can't catch the outer third of the zone. As I was just mentioning, too, Duggar reaches on the leadoff hit by pitch. Just the second time today that the Orleans hitter has reached.
He is ruled an error by Osterhaus, so I thought that was hit hard enough to not be.
1-0 is lofted into left center field by Potestia. Carl Schmidt comes in from left field to pull down out number 1. No advancement on the play from Duggar at second or Dawson Bryce at first. Does go as an error. That's been an area of concern for the Commodores recently. It takes until the bottom of the 7th to see Falmouth commit its first error in this game.
Well, I'm happier with that error than I think I am with almost any of the errors the last 3 games. Like I said, it's kind of a tough play over at third base from Osterhaus.
It's all about context, especially with the Falmouth team that's committed the most errors by a team on Cape Cod this season. Here's the 9-hitter in Javar Williams. He's having himself a great day so far. 2 for 3. First pitch from Waiwota is a fastball that Williams lunges at and cracks it foul out of play right above the home plate press box. For Javar Williams, rising junior at Wake Forest, local guy from Dartmouth, Massachusetts. He's 2 for 3, a single in the 4th and a 2-run triple in the 5th. He's got 2 runners on. The 0-1 is a fastball, runs inside. Count evens at a ball and a strike for Williams, who squared it to bunt for a moment but pulled it back. Cashel Duggar's over at second base following the leadoff hit by pitch, then advanced after the single from Dawson Bryce. 2 on. Jaden Waiwota kicks and deals the 1-1. It's a fastball, skied the opposite way into left field. Carl Schmidt will go over to it, but they will say that this one goes foul. We don't have a great vantage point of it over at our spot just left of home plate. And they're going to call Cashel Duggar going to be out at third base. You heard everyone yelling that the play was dead.
The back for the Firebirds, the left
I'm
fielder
not
from
sure what just
Tennessee,
happened.
Number 11, Tyler Maya.
It's a second out. Javar Williams heads back to the dugout, but on the play, Bryce advances over to second, and Duggar goes over to third base. We'll get official scoring on that, but here's Tyler Maya. It's a called strike. Fastball runs away, though, from Yaman. So on the play, Duggar will go from third to home. Bryce will take his spot at third. It's 7-1 Orleans. Back-to-back crazy plays, but it's now a 6-run cushion for the Birds.
Yeah, that one's going to – I'm interested to see the rolling for that one as well. So I think what happened was Williams made the play – Schmidt made the play in foul territory. He made it before getting out of play, then fell out of play or ran out of play.
0-1 is a fastball, runs outside, even the count at 1-1.
So when you make the play, then go out of play, the out counts, but both runners do get to advance. So that's what happened on that one. And then obviously the pass ball wild pitch waiting on the ruling scores the run.
Appreciate the clarification. Waiwota's 1-1. Is a fastball grounded over to the third baseman Osterhaus. Ball was in his glove for a moment, and we'll just have to keep it in his pocket. Rice scores from third to home, and it's Myatt easily getting to first base. This should go as an error at third base by Osterhaus. Would be his second of the inning, and that's what it is to make it 8-1 Orleans.
Yeah, it's 2 errors from Osterhaus now, including, to add on to the pass ball that was ruled from Eddie Yaman. Look, that's the thing about the errors for Falmouth is it's not just one guy. You can think of a lot of recently multi-error games from individual players in a single game. That's Osterhaus now that's got 2. We saw 3 from Adrian Lopez, 2 from Mason Eckelman.
First pitch to Alejandro Garza is a fastball taken for a called strike on the inner third.
Carl Schmidt had 2 himself back on Friday. I mean, it is not a problem of one player or another. It's kind of a contagious thing, potentially.
Jaden Waiwota's 0-1 pitch, runner on first base. It's a fastball that runs outside. 1 ball, 1 strike now. And it's Tyler Myatt. He reaches for the first time today, was previously 0 for 4. Now he is 0 for 5 with the error. Waiwota's 1-1. Here's a changeup. That's a cracked foul down the first base line and out of play. And again, if you were questioning how many fans are here in attendance or how many young kids, just watch a fly ball
put a mic over there
go into the foul territory. 30, 40 kids running to go be the first one to it. Incredible stuff, as always, in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Waiwota's 1-2 is fouled again, back out of play down the first base line. This one goes off the netting, though, so no souvenirs for the kids in attendance.
Imagine how special this place would be for a playoff game. Right now, looking like they're going to get at least 1.
Orleans in third place in the East Division. And the new setup is 3 rounds. Each team is guaranteed at least 1 hosting. 1-2 is a fastball, sky the opposite way into right field. The right fielder and Caden Brumbaugh makes the catch on the run for out number 3. Some craziness on the base pass, some smart base running as well for Orleans is how the Birds plate 2 here in the home half of the 7th. It's 2 runs on no hits, though. 2 errors going against Falmouth and 1 left on base. 8-1 Orleans now, where we have a couple different changes, including a pinch hitter that you might remember the name of for Falmouth. We'll introduce him in this Commodores order as part of the 7-run Orleans lead. We bring it right back on Cape League TV.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store, located at 147 T-Ticket Highway, and try a slice today.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, President of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
I'm Mike Anu, outfielder from Marshall University, and you're listening to Commodore Baseball on Cape League TV.
Well, you hear there from potential Cape League MVP Mike Anu. That's because New is coming in for a pinch hitting situation after a rare day off. Entering the top of the 8th inning, it's 8-1 Orleans over Falmouth in Game 34 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. Falmouth needs a spark, just 1 run plated in a 7-run deficit. So enter your MVP frontrunner in the Arkansas Razorback, Micah New. Alongside Ben Howler, I'm Ryan Martin, back with you on Cape League TV and saying we appreciate you so much for spending your Sunday night with us. As mentioned, it's New who comes in place of Bear Harrison. Just one West Division All-Star is subbing in for another. Harrison's day is over after going 1 for 2 with a walk. It's a new batter on the mound as well, or not a new pitcher on the mound for Orleans. Kyle Lexus comes in for a 7th appearance on Cape Cod with a 2.7 ERA, 7th all in relief. Ready to start. Lexus's first pitch of the top of the 8th. It's a fastball taken for a called strike on the outer third.
Yeah, this is where that starting lineup decision gets interesting for Jared Saltalamacchia, benching 3 of your All-Stars in New, Lopez, and Schmidt. And obviously a lot of those guys need off days. It's a 40-game season, but to do it all 3 at the same time.
0-1 is a fastball. Racked into right field, foul territory, but playable for the right fielder and Anthony Presidio. And he gets it in foul territory for out number 1, a flyout for New.
The first baseman from Georgia Tech, number 35, Ryan.
Of course, not needing a defensive movement at all with Harrison being DH, so that's why it's an easy move.
It is. We'll see if New gets at least one more plate appearance in this game. That might be it, though. It's another righty and Ryan Zuckerman, the second to face Lexus. After it takes his 2 pitches for out number 1. Lexus's first offering. It's a changeup that Zuckerman grounds over to the shortstop and Elijah Iquez. He throws over to first base in time for out number 2. So again, we mentioned the patience as well for Falmouth after it was Commodores batters not getting a ton of hits, but early contact against Wareham yesterday. Enter Kyle Lexus, the Georgetown right-hander, comes in and just needs 3 pitches for the first 2 outs on top of the 8th.
I think it's what's also been an issue for Falmouth hitting. We saw it yesterday. I mean, they're just so aggressive, which has its ups and downs swinging this early in counts. Lets pitchers go left further.
Righty and lefty with Justin Osterhaus. Lexus's first pitch is a fastball taken inside for ball 1.
We really haven't seen a whole lot over the Cape. Guys go 6 innings like Butler did last night for Wareham. A lot of that thanks to early at-bat swings.
Very rare, especially in late July. 1-0. Is a fastball taken inside again. Same pitch, same location, and same result. It's ball 2. 8-1 Orleans. 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. Justin Osterhaus, the last here for the Commodores to extend the 8th to 2-0. Is a fastball, swing and miss by Osterhaus, middle. Last hope for Falmouth here with 4 outs to go in the 8th is Justin Osterhaus. 4 outs to go in this game, 2 outs in the 8th. Lexus has been dealing so far. In this appearance, he's the 4th arm used by Orleans. 2-1. Is a fastball taken inside. Hitters count now with Osterhaus for 3 balls and a strike. Osterhaus, he's 0 for 3 so far today with a strikeout in the 2nd to lead off his line.
Now Lexus got that fastball that can blow by you. Osterhaus looks off balance.
See if he uses it again. 3-1. Osterhaus taps foul down the third base line and out of play. Lexus goes back to that fastball. Again, working into his 7th appearance on Cape Cod and just 8th inning overall. He's been a short usage guy. Does have 3 strikeouts to his name across those 6 appearances. With 2 outs in the top of the 8th, the payoff from Lexus, here it is. Curveball, that's skied into right center field, down for a base hit by Osterhaus. Just getting off the bottom of the barrel for Osterhaus, but it takes whatever it takes. First hit on the day for Osterhaus extends the top of the 8th inning.
People out in right field to turn the headlights off that are facing the field. The right field from Oklahoma, number 24, Caden.
Yeah, it looks like we got some headlights out in right field. But again, when you're a stadium where you can park all the way up to the fence, could interfere with the game a little bit. There's some headlights that have been on for a while. Looks like that car's heading out now.
And Eldridge Park is one of the most interesting of the 10 ballparks on Cape Cod. Very Polo Grounds-esque, as you were saying in the early innings of it being diamond-like. Shallow to the corners, deep to center field. Caden Brumbaugh for the right side. The first pitch he sees is a fastball taken for a called strike on the outer third. One on first with Justin Osterhaus following the 2-out single. 8-1 Orleans. Falmouth only has 4 more outs to play with. And they put it into the bat of Caden Brumbaugh. 0-1. Osterhaus fakes for a second. The back pick from Cashel Duggar, and they got him. Osterhaus tried to deke out Lexus on the mound, but didn't phase the catcher in Cashel Duggar once he caught the fastball atop the zone. So it's Lexus facing the minimum even after allowing the single to Justin Osterhaus. That pick works out for the UCLA All-Star in Cashel Duggar. No outs on one hit, no errors, and after Osterhaus gets picked off, no one left on base. Entering the final inning of play here from Eldridge Park, it's 8-1 Orleans. Could be the final time we see the Firebirds bats, and you'll hear about them just on the other side of this break on Cape League TV.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
I'm Jacob Schultz, pitcher for Vanderbilt University, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
From Eldridge Park in Orleans, Massachusetts, in what's been a one-sided game between these inter-division rivals. 8-1 in favor of Orleans. Falmouth Commodores looking to keep that score as is in the top of the ninth, using a new pitcher. It is Johns Hopkins, left-hander, and Grant Meert, his fifth appearance on Cape Cod. And it will start with 3, 4, and 5 in the Orleans order. Robbie Levy's first pitch is a ball outside. Fifth time we've seen Meert come on for the Commodores. He's finished 3 of his first 4 appearances. Is 1-0 to Levy. It is a fastball that's lined left field and foul.
We're going to update you on some scores going around the Cape, and Hyannis looks like they had a 2-1 lead in the top of the ninth watching the Game Day website. They had a run taken away on a fielder's choice. I don't know the exact what happened there. Of course, in the Cape, you don't have review.
It's a close one here. 1-1. Is a fastball taken atop the zone, just outside for ball 2.
For the time being, it's Falmouth chasing Hyannis for the last playoff spot. If Hyannis can win, Katuitt lost earlier today. They'd be chasing Katuitt 3 games behind.
2-1 to Levy. Is a changeup. Can't catch the outer third of the zone. It's ball 3. Levy, the rising junior at George Washington. He's 1 for 4 so far today. He's got a single, sandwiched between 2 strikeouts with a line out as well. Meert's 3-1. His fastball fouled back into the home plate netting by Levy. Count goes full to the George Washington Colonial and the East Division's starting left fielder in the Cape League All-Star game last weekend. Payoff pitch from Meert. Is a fastball grounded past Meert's glove at the pitching mound over the shortstop Maroney. Takes a few steps to his left and throws out for out number 1.
That's a tough play for Meert to even get out of the way. That looks like that could have been hit hard off somebody. Might have clipped him.
Number 15, Elijah Iquez.
So Levy is the first out in the top of the 9th inning. I should correct that overall. Of course, the bottom of the 8th inning here at Eldridge Park. First pitch to Iquez is fastball that's skied foul down the first base line. Levy goes 6-3, and Iquez is up. That's what's been a good day so far. 2 for 3, 2-run homer in the third, singled and scored in the fifth. He walked in his most recent plate appearance midway through the sixth. A 1 to the righty is a fastball that's fouled off of home plate and will trickle down towards the third base bag. Meert's onto the mound for the Commodores, retiring the first batter he faces in Robbie Levy. He becomes the 5th pitcher used today for Falmouth. More on the other 4 in a second. 0-2 is a fastball, grounded over to Maroney again. He takes 2 steps to his left, zings it over to first base for out number 2. Second straight grounder that goes to Reese Maroney at shortstop. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Maroney looked pretty good at shortstop today. I think half of the battle is just the patience again to realize that you don't need to make a play that quick. These are close plays at first base, but ones that he was confident and patient in.
Just the 3rd game on Cape Cod for Reese Maroney, the Rhode Island Ram. It's 5th for the Johns Hopkins Blue Jay, Grant Meert. His first pitch to Kucharak is a fastball swung through atop the zone for strike 1. Ryan Kucharak, who came in place of Kai Wagner. Kucharak playing third base in his position. He's 0 for 1 with the ground out in his lone plate appearance. 0-1 is a fastball taken for a called strike atop the zone. Again, with Meert in the game, that means that the day is over for the one and only inning pitch for Jaden Waiwoda. Gives up 2 runs on no hits, no walks, no strikeouts, and an error-filled bottom of the 7th. 0-2 is a fastball, runs low and inside on Kucharak. Lefty on righty here with Grant Meert and Ryan Kucharak, the rising junior at Northwestern. 1-2 is fastball spoiled away and foul out of play by Kucharak down the right field line.
No one on base and 2 outs. It's not really, you think about it too much, but if Orleans can put something together here, there is that 10-run after 7 innings run roll in effect.
8-1. And it's going to be strike 3 on Kucharak. Meert gets him to go around with the fastball swinging and leaves the score as it is. That's the exact job that Meert was looking to do as part of a 3-up, 3-down, bottom of the 8th. The Commodores have one more chance entering the 9th inning, an 8-1 Orleans advantage. Falmouth needs 7 to at least extend this one. It's a tall task. We'll see if the doors are up for it. Be right back here on Cape League TV.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just one click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at 147 T-Ticket Highway and try a slice today.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Top of the 9th inning from Eldridge Park in Orleans, Massachusetts. Falmouth Commodores in town for Game 34 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. It's a Commodores team that faces a tall task with 3 outs to play with. 8-1 Orleans, following a couple of big middle innings for the Firebirds. It's just 3 more outs to play with. Again, Caden Brumbaugh, Eddie Yaman, and Reese Maroney, 6, 7, and 8 in the Falmouth lineup against new right-handed pitcher for Orleans. They send up the rising senior at Auburn, Mason Koch, to close this one out.
Yeah, Mason Cook is that stereotypical closer who's got a really good fastball, and something that pretty similar to Morris that you saw earlier, and Lexus too had a pretty good fastball. These are a lot of high-velocity guys in a game where they've only given up 1 run, but they've used.
That 1 run came in the form of Eddie Yaman. He scored via the Carl Schmidt RBI single in the 5th. We'll see Yaman. He's on deck right now. Cook's first pitch to Brumbaugh. And it's a fastball just outside, taken for a ball. Already looks like some serious speed between the warm-up pitches and first one thrown by the Auburn Tiger. Registers at 91 on Caden Brumbaugh, the Oklahoma Sooner. Cook's 1-0. His fastball taken for a ball inside on today's starting right fielder in Brumbaugh. Caden's 1 for 3 so far today. Had his first extra base hit on Cape Cod with a double in the 2nd, but was stranded there. 2-0. Is a fastball grounded over to the shortstop, and Ickes takes 4 steps in and throws over to first base for out number 1. Hung up in the Hawaii shortstop's glove for a moment, but still a good throw. Was able to beat Brumbaugh at first.
I thought that might have been an extra crow hop there from Ickes, but got the job done.
The catcher from LSU, number 20, Eddie Yaman.
So these are 3 Commodores that don't see a ton of time, but with so many lineup adjustments and a 4-game losing streak for Falmouth, they're the last hope for the Commodores down 7. It's Brumbaugh, now Yaman, and Maroney on deck. Here's the righty LSU Tiger and Eddie Yaman. Cook's first pitch to him is a changeup for a called strike on the inner 3rd. Righty versus righty here. With Yaman stepping in, he's 1 for 3. Again, you mentioned he singled and scored the lone run in this game in the 5th inning. 0-1 is a fastball that bounces into the dirt, even the count up at 1 in this matchup between 2 SEC rivals and 2 Tigers. Auburn Tiger and Cook, and the LSU Tiger and Yaman in the righty batter's box. Cook's 1-1. Is a fastball skied straight up into the air. The catcher, Duggar, will lose the helmet and catch out number 2 in foul territory. One catcher pops out to another.
Sometimes you have bad days, you have the shutouts, but this is obviously 1 out away from 1 run in the last 2 combined games for Falmouth. Going to go back to the early beginning of the season where they had those struggles.
And we haven't mentioned it too much today because there hasn't been a lot of reason to mention it, but the last and only other time that Falmouth was here at Eldridge Park, a 14-5 Commodores win thanks to a 9-run top of the 4th inning. Not seeing that Falmouth team here today. Reese Maroney, the final hope from the right side. Commodores down by 7. Cook's first pitch is a curveball. Can't catch the outer 3rd of the zone. It's ball 1. For Falmouth, maybe a much-needed off day comes tomorrow before making one last trip here to the East Division, being at the YD Red Sox on Tuesday. 1-0. Is a fastball, swing and a miss by Maroney, outer 3rd of the zone. Cook looks to slam the door. Maroney just looks to get on base. That's all Falmouth needs with Newstrom on deck. Cook's 1-1. Is a fastball grounded by Maroney over to the 3rd baseman and Kucharak. He bobbles it for a moment, it's out of his glove, and by the time he throws over to Bryce, Maroney's already there.
Yeah, that's one he probably should have made, but Kucharak's not someone who's been in this whole game. Came in to pinch hit, so hasn't really got a whole lot of opportunities there today.
So Maroney takes first base. Chris Newstrom goes into the right-handed batter's box. 2 outs on the top of the 9th. Falmouth chasing 8-1 over Orleans. The game a bit closer. Again, you're watching Hyannis and Wareham then. That's in the bottom of the 9th. Wareham is down to its final 3 outs with a 1-run deficit. First pitch to Chris Newstrom. It's a broken back chopper over to the 3rd baseman. Kucharak puts it in his glove this time. Throws over to first base. Delayed call. And they will call him out. About as late of a call as you can make by first base umpire Mike Rabideau. But it's the ground out from Newstrom. And Saltamaki will have one word, but this game looks to be over. As it stands, it's an 8-1 Orleans win. Saltamaki wants to come have a word over with Rabideau, thinking that Newstrom beat the throw to first base. But still a tall task, even if this one is resumed. Doesn't look like it will be, as Orleans bullpen empties.
More of the same for Falmouth. We've said that the last few games, but it's just one of those stretches that just comes at the worst possible time, I think, for Falmouth. And hang on a second, we got a meeting between the three umpires. It was a short talk with Saltamaki and the first base umpire.
That was about delayed of a call as you can get again from Rabideau. Trying to see if Newstrom got to first base before Dawson Bryce, the first baseman, pulled in the throw from Kucherak.
So it was bobbled at third base, and the call's confirmed.
We'll confirm it. A ground out by Newstrom to end this game. 8-1 Orleans final here in Game 34 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. And the second and final trip to Eldridge Park. Beautiful night, but couldn't say the same beauty with Commodore dropping a 5th straight game.
It's 5 straight now, and it just feels like an uphill climb at this point with 6 games to go. But back to my point before that mountain meeting, it's just it's coming at the worst time. There's no opportunity to have a huge bounce back. Of course, you can most certainly in these last 6 games go 4-2, have a strong finish, and work your way into a playoff spot. But it just feels like that's bleak at this point.
With the loss, Commodores dropped to 13-21 on the season. They're staying in 5th place of the West Division. As it stands now, they would miss the playoffs for the 2nd consecutive year under this new format. Orleans moves to 17-15-1 on the year. They gained 2 points in the East Division. That's highly contested right now, and in which they are just now 1 point away from Brewster for 3rd Division in the East Division. That'll do it for our broadcast here. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday night with us in what is a 7-run Orleans win. For our producer, Dan Papillo, 3rd member of our crew, Andrew Del Piano, my partner and friend, Ben Haller, signing off here on Cape League TV. Again, your final score for the final time, it's 8-1 Orleans over Falmouth. We'll talk to you during Game 35 at